Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome for my screaming. And we're streaming. Screaming.
God.
Welcome
to
your face.
to Fate's Script. It's not over yet, Brooke, no. We are watching ourselves on the big TV behind me. That's why we're also just staring. But welcome. And I just want to make sure, because it looks like, yes, my microphone's working. Excellent. Well, we are at the, thank you very much, Sambo999, much appreciated. Hey, it's Leona, nice to see you.
You didn't update the video, Michele!
What video?
The rolling video.
No.
What rolling video?
The Rook,
the FATES script.
It's fine.
I'm so sorry.
It's fine, because you can still see it.
It's true. It's still there.
Yeah?
Speaking of which, did you want to start with the shout-outs this evening, Jordan, about potentially this new edition?
I would love to start with the shout-outs. Next week, they'll be on the rolling video on the overlay, definitely. But you can check out our Twitter. Today I put up the artwork for Dravago is finally done and all put out. I am extremely happy with it. I think the artist has done an amazing job listening to my rants and chicken scratchings and turned it into a very good character art. So yeah, if you have seen it on the Twitter or you would like to, head over to the Fates script. And the artist is Connie, working out of Lebanon. You can find her on the Etsy store at Con's Art Commission, all one word. Or you can get her on ArtStation at Connie, CONNY _arts, ARTZ, .artstation.com. And she's got a little bit of a portfolio up there, and you can actually commission her as well if she has any available, and check it all out.
I love that she did the Steel Defender and the Spider as well. It looks very cool.
Yeah. Yes, exceeded every expectation I had, so very happy with it. Check it all out, and it'll be up on the rolling video next week.
It's on our Instagram as well.
And was there a tweet?
Yeah.
There was an accomplishment with that tweet, wasn't there?
Oh,
yes. I'll also give a little mini shout out to myself. I did my first ever tweet today. I'm a tweeter now.
Well done.
Good job.
When I do
fully fledged tweet.
Yes.
when I do my job correctly, I will put that rolling video up.
All good.
I didn't get it. Anyway.
Yes, you did.
I know I did.
Don't blame me.
I didn't see it. No, definitely a good job. Thank you for doing that.
Self shout out.
Yes. Excellent. Hey, Sleona and then VCDM, thank you so much for subscribing. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. Much appreciated. Yes. Yes, I've got another shout out. So, viewers, you have the opportunity to now take part in a new giveaway courtesy of Meeples and Dragons. We are going to give away another one of their amazing etched glasses, and this time around it's going to be GM Game Master Glass. Now,
so like the most useless one, right?
the most useless one. That character doesn't do anything. No, I'm kidding. But we'll tweet the actual look of the glass. We don't have it in our little rolling video as yet, but we will put it up there. It'll run as usual for a couple of weeks, and then we'll announce the winner, and we can ship everywhere but Quebec.
Full details available at the break.
Yeah, at the break or just after. Just keep an eye out for our newest giveaway.
We're flying you to Brisbane.
Yeah, no, we're not. We're giving away a glass. No, we're gonna. We
you can stay on the pull-out couch for next Tuesday.
A combination set. Buy your own drinks. But yeah, new glass, and hopefully your PO box is in Quebec.
NBCDM.
Amazing. But keep an eye out for that giveaway. See if the glass is something you wanted to get your hands on, and the details of how to enter will be forthcoming.
I'd like to also just make a very quick shout out.
Absolutely.
Okay. obviously, Jasper's game day is coming up. That's also a Meeples and Dragons thing. These guys have been working so hard. Like, oh man, I don't even know how they're doing it. But we've all got games that we're all in, right? We got game and we got games. So
Next.
this is going well. First up is Michele, I think, in our group, who will be DMing in a world that we may be quite unfamiliar with. You might even hear the sounds of 3 couch goblins laughing as he DMs. I think next up is one of these two, and then me, and then you.
I think I'm just before bed on the Saturday.
Yeah.
The full schedule is up at meeples.dragons.com.au. I get to play with NVCDM. So,
I believe I also get to play with NVCDM.
Oh my gosh, I also get to DM.
Oh my god!
NVCDM.
Oh my god! He's everywhere! I know I also get to play with a couple of people that we see on our Twitter all the time, and that is Tabletop Obscura, who I get to play with, as well as Kendall Drury from One For All. There's been some... Yeah, and he's your DM. There's a lot of wild stuff that's been thrown out in our group of a very legitimate business. So look out for it soon.
Amazing. That's very cool. All right, excellent. What else do we want to have a chat about?
Are you guys going to stream anything tomorrow?
Are we going to stream anything tomorrow? Yeah, if you want to catch us tomorrow morning AEST time, about 8:30 to 9 o'clock in the morning, I'll probably start. That's right. You can sleep in. It's fine. It's fine. I got to get up anyway. But I'll be streaming probably some. I don't know what we're doing. World of Warcraft. Get you back into Age of Empires. I don't know. We'll work it out. But just some gaming, just some chatting. Probably about tonight's session, and probably about nothing in particular. But catch us there if you'd like some more amazing content from
What you mean?
this guy.
Nothing's going to happen tonight.
I'm just a face. It's you.
Well, you are the best voice. I know you don't show your face in the stream when we game, but your voice.
We should make that happen. We should make that face happen.
It's a doable thing, just like our from home D&D sessions. But you just have to get on board with it, like a boat. But yeah, so we'll work it out.
What's happening right now?
I don't know, just making analogies. So with that said, did you want to mention anything about what you did today for the stream?
Yes, the YouTube channel coming along. A couple of extra episodes are up now. It's being revitalized, and you should be catching up periodically very soon. We should be up to 60 in a couple of days.
Beautiful. Couple of days.
Probably a week, because it takes me like 5 hours to get one episode up.
Yeah. It's a big file. It's a big file.
Here's the good news: you can watch it in very high quality.
You can. That's very true. Or you can watch it live. You know, who knows?
We
amazing.
prefer that you watch it live so that we can talk to you.
That's right. Yeah, we love talking. As you can tell. Amazing. All right. Well, without further ado, let's recap session 59.
Is it weird that I always think about steak when you say as you?
I always
Red wine
think
sauce?
a Jew. Yeah, I always think of Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without further, Andrew.
Yeah,
French.
I see that.
Andrew, no further. We
Yeah.
need to play.
This
like
is
that.
weird. Can we stop playing the game now?
No. Absolutely not. I like this. I like the gas bagging.
Gas bag me.
Ah!
Go go go!
Ah!
Go go!
Dog update.
Right.
Jordan
was,
speaking, just so everyone knows.
There was a mozzie. Okay. So
This is trash.
Thank you for following us.
it's fantastic.
Thank you for putting
What
up
are you
with
talking
that.
about?
Fantastic.
So I'm going to recap.
Furniture.
So, last we left off, Dravago was drifting after Obra Dinn
Who?
used Gunner as a conduit for a powerful spell thousands of miles away to send his companions adrift into the elemental plane of air. However, through cunning and curiosity, Gunner brought Dravago back from the elemental plane after Gunner spoke to Oberdin, and you all travelled back to the newly named Fives Rest in the Cogs. After you were all chased around the inn in the Cogs for your infamy and your for being famous, you made it to rest, and some in drunken states, into your rooms. Regav Sel and Duke Ronions, one of the Archmages banished from Corvair, making themselves known to you. Duke promised that a bloodied Malestra was left, and Gunner, using the scrying spell, willed her to the bottom of the ocean through the help of Oberdin again, though not knowing her ultimate fate. As the armies of House Kandarak do in fact march towards the demon wastes to aid you, you make your final plans for your teleport to Yrlag and the Lord of Blades. So, you are all in the Fives Rest, in your room. Rook, however, putting Penelope, the cactus, onto the windowsill and staring out alone in the inn, looking out towards the Cogs. Dravago just finishing some intricate rings, as well as looking out to see if there are any blacksmiths around. In the smoky marketplace below, where small streams of lava flow, a late evening greets you. You're finishing your meditation. You as well, Gunner. Rook, away from the group. And Thulrom, simply after Gunner's awakening from this odd unconsciousness that enveloped him, is now pacing the room. So, Regav Sel and Duke have left, and you are alone. What do you want to do?
Firstly, can I just ask a question? Did we decide that we weren't going to unfreeze the army? Can't remember.
You are. Yes.
Yep, okay.
So we're heading into Yrlag. And I think correct me if I'm wrong, the opportunity wasn't there if we headed straight there.
Pardon?
The opportunity wasn't there if we headed straight there.
So, where the army of Onder seems to be seems to be, I guess, frozen in time, seems to be on the western side of Onder, close to the Eldine Reaches. So, about just outside of Windshire, and your Yrlag is over here, more towards the west again. Mm-hmm. So, opportunity, that is up to you whether you wanted to take that detour or not, and how that will happen. It's up to you.
How are we getting to Yrlag again? Ragav?
Regav Sel was agreeing to teleport you there. However, he hasn't heard too much about the possible plan to help with the armies of Onder.
Okay. And sorry, I missed a little bit of the beginning. Had we woken up from a rest, or is this before? So this is still night time?
No, you had actually all rested fully.
Okay.
Yes. And your spells has come back and your health has come back.
Just with the rest,
Yes.
If you remember, Dravago had clasped this pendant that he'd been working on with the ruby and the gold hands clasping it.
Correct.
So throughout the night, just slightly to start with, there sort of would have been a bit of a red pulse travelling down the rune engravings on his forearm that he's holding the clasp with. just very faint to begin with, almost in a heartbeat in in rhythm, and then just gradually throughout this whole process, getting more luminous as it went, and a bit of green mist also coming out of his arm, and then just as he's come out of his shutdown mode, it's all just kind of shot into his hand that he's clasping the pendant with.
Mm-hmm.
He'll put the pendant on, and being a magical item that he has infused himself, it immediately attunes to him.
Yep.
So I would imagine that the necklace part of the pendant would just sort of sink into his skin, and this the pendant of the hands holding the heart would just kind of attach to his chest just above where he's opened up on the vest area.
Okay.
And he has made himself a parapet of wound closure.
Good to know. Alrighty.
Close my wounds.
Yes, thank you.
How am I feeling?
A little bit hungover, but a little bit better than what you might have otherwise thought. You only took a sip, but it was enough, as you recall. Well, you took a bit more than that, but you did recover pretty nicely after that weird interaction with that drink.
Great.
Feel a little bit headachy, but otherwise okay.
I feel good. Where's Rook?
Great question. Am I in my room now if we've rested, or am I still downstairs?
You're still downstairs.
Still downstairs. Have I fallen asleep on the ledge?
There was enough time for you to. Well, you can have the choice.
Yeah.
If you'd prefer to not sleep, and keep an eye out, if that was your intention, no problem. There would need to be a bit of a penalty with that. But if you did want to go back upstairs after a while and then rest, that's fine as well.
Just to skip, I would have gone back up to the bedroom and rested.
Okay.
I probably would have casted Speak with Plants with Penelope, and just said, stay on Sentinel.
Okay.
And speak of Prickly Pete. And then go into bed. And yeah, I will be in my room.
Before you do head off, once you cast the Speak with Plants, and you ask her to be to be Sentinel, the plant does respond with just a simple question. And she responds with, "What am I looking for?"
That is an excellent question.
What did you want me to look for?
Anything that you feel
What?
like you should let us know is a threat of any kind.
Threat?
Would you know of what a threat is?
No,
Tell me.
I have no idea.
Have you ever had that moment of fear when maybe someone's walking too close to you?
Probably the very first time I've talked to someone.
Oh,
Tell
excellent.
something.
Actually, as she says that, I'm mildly shocked in my face because this is a similar conversation that happened with Barclays. Yes, I maybe should have educated you on a few things. I'll tell you what. And is Orlux's brother about?
Yes. You can see that elderly gnome elderly halfling is moving around, just cleaning up after an evening of merriment from the majority of those people that were fawning over you all, but they have now left, and it's a quieter environment after some time. A couple of hours pass, and he's just finishing up some cleaning.
Can I steal your ear for a moment?
Yes, of course.
And I gesture for him to come over and kind of like sit back and pull a chair out.
He takes it silently. He sits down, he leans back, just gives you this wide-eyed smile. It's very good to see you.
You too, my friend. I must admit, your brother hasn't mentioned much of you, but does he look similar?
He does.
Yeah.
If there weren't wrinkles on the face of the older brother, then you probably wouldn't be able to tell too much of a difference. It's a darker complexion, so that would determine that probably there was some traveling, in the sun a bit more. But that's about it.
I can't see you share kinship with him. You look alike. You younger or older? You never mentioned.
You are kind.
Must be younger.
You are kind, sir. But I am older, and I am much older, less experienced in the world, I guess, than Orlix, but otherwise content.
More experienced than Orlix.
He more experienced than I in the ways of the world and the travels that he's done.
Has he shared his stories with you?
He has.
And
tragic, but lessons learnt, wouldn't you say?
Indeed, and I know it, and I say, there is another of the 5 that goes unmentioned often.
And whom would this be?
This would be our friend, and I just was the plan.
And who is this fine companion of yours?
Well, this would be Penelope.
One that I'm sure does not intend to steal the limelight of your valors, missions, and successes.
Can you humor me for a moment?
He sort of leans forward a little bit more and just focuses in on you, gives you a bit of a nod.
He can't hear the plan, can he?
Not that you're aware of.
With speaker plan, something that only affects me.
If you cast it, yes.
Yeah.
That's your understanding.
If you're anything like Orlux, I assume you like to tell a story, yes? And spin a tale.
I tell no spins, but I speak only the truth.
Again, with that humour, and I'll get up. Is the bar far away?
It's you are at the front of the inn, the bar's at the back, so it's probably about...
A couple of feet or...
No, it's still about 15, 20 feet away.
20 feet. So I'd have to shout if I was talking to him at that point.
Yep.
I will continue talking to him, but I'll get up and pour him a drink and then come back.
Okay.
There was a time with Barclays. Do you remember Barclays? Or do you know of Barclays?
I know of him.
He had a great friend that did help us on a number of occasions, but this friend needed to be educated.
Go on.
And as I sit back down and give him a drink, maybe a bit of catharsis. Please, speak to my plant. Tell him of your journeys, so she may learn.
I'm sorry, I'm not quite understanding. Speak with it.
Yes.
And is this plant sentient?
Kind of, yes.
Can she respond?
I don't think she will be able to you, but she should be able to understand.
So, what is your wish, Rook?
Just tell a tale.
Very well. Of your comings and goings, or...
Of yours. I wouldn't be so selfish.
Are you staying, Rook, for this? Or are you tasking me with speaking to this plant alone?
I will join for as long as it is until it's a respectable time to go to bed. And just listen to the story. And converse with him from there.
Okay. For a time, he glances at you every now and again, but then tells tales of how...
I'll join in this conversation so it feels like it's not a third wheel, it's like a group of people talking.
Okay. He tells a tale of Carnath.
Hmm.
A city of soldiers, or a land of soldiers, and Korth, the capital of Carnath, where he once made a trip as a bit of a merchant, first building this inn for the very first time with his brother, and trying to advertise the inn to those in Korth that would journey to Shan. But while there, one of the few dangers he's been in was a run-in with zombies, undead creatures, in a graveyard some time ago.
You would pique my interest and know that I shut over this because I don't like. Yeah.
And all he could really do when he was cornered was hold up this sword, or a short sword he had at the time, which was a gift to him. Thankfully, the sword in question was a holy sword, and it seemed to shine this bright light that deterred the undead for just a moment, enough that he could race away and into safety again. And so, and so he doesn't mention, if you want to ask, you're more than welcome to, but he doesn't outwardly mention what the whereabouts of the sword now, but he just regales as probably a not as adventurous as his brother Orlix was.
During that conversation, I'll reiterate things just in case the planet doesn't understand. Like when you're having a conversation and someone confirms what you heard.
I see.
By repeating.
Yep.
And
That's so fucking annoying.
That's really interesting.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed this story, Penelope. Orlix, you've humoured us both. And that is a mighty story. Don't ever say that you're not as good as your brother.
Thank you.
I must admit, the undead, though the things that I've faced, they still make me feel scared.
No, the bravest soul, if he is not scared, Rook, is a fool. So you are wise to fear them.
I might have to remember that on our journey soon.
Well, then you must understand, once you are feared of them, that they are, thankfully, for the most part, no longer in existence. But if you come across one, then know that you do have the strength, from what I hear.
A good tale, my friend.
Am I to speak to her for longer?
I think for now it's done.
I shall to bed then, Rook.
Do you need a hand cleaning before I retire?
No. Thank you. I will do the rest early in the morning before the cooks come in to make the breakfast.
And I retire.
Alright.
He lives a good life, settles down.
Yeah.
Has 5 grandchildren.
I'll leave Penelope there. If not, I'll pick it up in the morning.
Okay. As you are all doing your own, you are all also in that same moment doing your own things. Dravago, you've explained what you're doing with that magical item. Anyone else want to mention if they're doing anything else?
I want to make sure that I can stand and walk properly.
You can.
And just look around the room, very confused.
You see Dravago working on what looks to be his own arm that seems to be shining a glow, but he's not concentrating on anything else, not taking notice of your gaze.
You alright, Gunner?
The last thing I remember doing was helping you make the rings.
Yeah, sorry, I was under the impression after that we retired. So
Yeah.
I was in the shutdown state.
Is it morning
Which is
yet?
when that...
It's not morning, but it's after our rest. Because we rested like in the afternoon.
It's probably about midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, just after that even.
So, just to clarify, I haven't transformed back into Gunner yet, so I'm still Char.
Still gonna call you Gunner.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to
This
make that.
green-skinned Verdant is still with you.
Ah! No. Are you okay? You look dead for a bit. Didn't look nice.
Actually, I did want to clarify that as
Yes.
well. When I was unconscious, did I feel anything, hear anything? It was just like
It was
asleep.
like a sleep.
Okay.
Quick a quick blackness, and then suddenly you're awake again.
And I feel
dreaming.
great.
You feel a bit weak, but nothing that would adversely affect you.
You haven't drank your water yet.
Yeah, I'm okay.
That's good. How did that even happen?
It's never happened before. I'm not sure. Although I did use the powers that Obra Dinn gave me, so I guess maybe that's
Oh,
why.
that's right, the molestra thing.
Yeah,
So is she dead now?
I don't think so.
Can you find out?
I think I did that last session, didn't I?
You did see
gone.
where Molestra was, and she was at the bottom of an ocean, water,
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah.
But your gaze then ended after the scrying.
I thought I scried again and she was gone.
She was no longer in that same spot. Yes.
Yeah. I think she's gone.
Can we send her a message? And just be like, how'd you like that?
Oh, I don't know if I want to bring her ire again.
Well, I mean,
She threw lightning at us last time,
yeah, but she could throw lightning at us whenever she wants.
but she doesn't know that we did that. Might be good to keep it a surprise.
What do you mean?
She doesn't know I did that to her.
How would she not? I'm confused about how this all works. I don't cast magic.
Well, I wasn't there, so and I've never shown the ability to do that before.
It's weird. Is it a you thing or an Obra Dinn thing?
I think it's both, but
So are you like the same person? What's going on?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think we're connected.
If you can get rid of Molestra, could you not just do the same with Obra Dinn?
I've tried.
What, like cast him into another place?
I tried to cast him out of my head, and it failed.
Huh.
I need more time to
I
figure
think we just
this
need
out.
to kill him.
I think he's stronger than he's led us to believe.
Yeah, maybe. There's one of him and there's more of us.
We don't really have time right now, though, do we?
You're right, we don't. But it should be on our to-do list. If we survive.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of killing, aren't we?
Well, I don't like killing people as much as the next person. However, I don't think we've been killing innocent people, except for maybe if you can cast your mind back to a time in an arena
No,
that was
don't remember
supposed to be
that.
a... Oh wait, didn't I kill someone innocent as well? Oh, he wasn't innocent,
He wasn't innocent.
but he did go down the hole, and
I think he was actually going to be our friend, actually.
yeah, but only because you made him.
Yeah.
So I don't think he was actually our friend. He's now paste.
Okay.
What do you think Lolth has to do with all of this? Because
I don't know if it's actually love. At least I didn't feel like it was love.
there's a lot of things that are just
Lies?
there
It's almost like someone
and
is
not connected.
lying to us.
It's almost like someone's writing a narrative for
Lies.
us.
Just lies.
And-
After lie after lie.
Every time we think we're going to do something, suddenly we get turned in. No.
I did actually... You like to sneak around a lot, right? Like you... Sneaking. Sneak. It's your thing.
I don't sneak. I hide
Isn't that what you
and reappear.
do with your stealth checks?
Oh, I can make us stealthy if we need to be.
Yeah, well, but you're really good at reconnaissance.
Okay. Sure, I can go invisible now.
Okay.
Well, only in the dark. Which, arguably, most people can be invisible in the dark, but I can be fully transparent in the dark.
Well, I was going to give something to you if you wanted it.
How much does it
Come on now.
cost?
Doesn't cost anything.
Oh, like a gift.
Yeah.
What is it?
He hands you his hat.
What do you mean the changing the thing? I can change myself.
Yeah.
I could use that. Dravago did give me this spell though, that I can already do that with. Just haven't used it yet.
What?
Oh yeah, hi Dravago, how you doing? Yeah. Dravago, I think, were you there? Was he there?
I don't think it was a secret.
Dravago essentially like made this really cool thing where I can completely change my appearance, like my size.
What is it?
It's like a magic thing. I can have claws if I want.
I imbued a focus for her, so she can use the
5 or 8 times. That's 5 times.
8.
8 times.
8 times.
Is it permanent?
Not permanent. It requires concentration while holding it. It is. Where are you? Shape changing, I believe it's called.
It's alter self.
Alter self.
Okay. This is different. So it's an illusion. It's not physically changing you.
Oh.
It's yeah. So you can.
Interesting. I could be one of the could be a warforged like you all
you
the time.
could completely look like a different person.
I have an idea. As much as I think I could use this. Maybe Rook.
What about him?
He might be able to use this. Only because I would probably consider him, even though I'm good at reconnaissance, apparently, I would probably consider him to be more stealthy than I am.
Go on.
Plus, the more of us that can spread this ability out, the better, right?
Sure.
If more of us can, or we can just share it. Pass the hat.
That's a game where I come from, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it like paper, scissors, rock? You know that
No,
game
it's
I told you?
a music play, and you pass the hat around.
Remember when we played hide and seek? Have you played hide and seek?
I heard someone named Dench made up.
Oh, I was really bad at that. I'd probably be better now. We should find Rook.
If it's the item you're worried about not being able to use, I can change that item. I can imbue it with another ability.
I think having someone who can physically change themselves is beneficial, so that it's not just illusionary. Only because, like, what happens as an illusion if, like, you touch them? Sorry, Dravago.
It depends, I guess, on what the illusion is, but they might need to do a certain ability check.
So, like, if I disguise myself as a warforged with this hat, they are probably a lot colder than me. Or maybe warmer. I don't know. My heart's pretty. Anyway.
You just touched one.
Is he hot?
For a reference.
Is he hot?
Is he hot or cold?
What comes through?
Well, I guess being in the cogs, it would be quite warm.
Yep.
So it'd be like as if metal was near something warm. So
That's
it's
it.
absorbed that heat.
Definitely feels different though.
Okay. Ting.
Ow!
Splat.
Deception check. I think we should all get together though. This has been a weird. It was nice to.
Where'd Thulrom go?
He's pacing, right?
Right here.
Bruh.
Where? I can't see you.
He sort of turns towards you and walks up to you and puts both his hands on your shoulders. May the power of Ado have you see me!
Oh no.
I fall unconscious. Oh, there you are.
He sort of takes his hands back. That's right. What are we doing?
I think we should find Rook.
You said you were going to go back to a rest,
this is
though.
a shared bedroom, isn't it?
He is.
I am in there.
He is in the room with
Could
you.
you all stop speaking while I'm trying to sleep?
Oh, we found him.
Didn't we have 2 rooms? Oh no, we had
Yeah,
one.
Just the one.
That was my doing.
You were just seeing double.
Yes, I know you
Oh
want
my
to
God,
find me, Amara.
Hey!
He is very good at subterfuge. Made his way in here without anyone noticing.
Wow, I didn't even notice. That was really stealthy. You should do that more often.
Can I roll a stealth check to see if I can end up in the other room? She's looking at it.
You can attempt to do that. Do so at disadvantage, please.
Do I have to roll?
Does that get
perception
cancelled
against
out by
this?
my cloak?
Your cloak of.
Elven.
Elven.
It does actually. It does. Normal stealth. You
Just
roll
whirls his
perception.
cape around in a
Can I
circle.
roll an advantage because I knew
You
where
are
he
like
was?
the
you are
CMI,
physically
right?
looking at him, so yes, please.
See, from here it looks like
Oh, I
my
need the
Kraken,
advantage.
but
Jeez.
it's actually an 8.
Yeah, I wish. What'd you get?
22.
I'm gonna
I have a
curiously look at this situation.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna smirk,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to shoot out that little signal and buff. Oh, actually, no, I can't for a skill check. I don't think so.
Correct.
My bad.
You almost lose sight of him, Amara. Almost. But then at the last second, you go, as you are sneaking over to the other side of the room, hugging the wall, Amara, you just spot this movement and you notice Rook at the very last second as he stops in the other corner. For a second, you just lost him completely.
Rook. First of all.
You didn't see me first. I saw you.
First of all, weird. Second of all.
Don't disrupt my sleep.
Second of
Get
all.
much more weirder.
Second of all. Why did you make everyone chase me?
For a laugh. I could afford it. And might I just say, you were quite slippery.
Thulrom looks over and says, yeah, they couldn't catch her.
I am very fast.
Maybe Gunner is right. You should be doing the reconnaissance.
Oh, so you
I might
weren't
not-
sleeping. You were listening the entire time.
I might not be able to sneak out so effortlessly.
What's our plan? We're leaving. We're going to teleport, but you have stuff that you want to pick up, right? And you want to do something as well. I'm sure you want to do something.
The hat actually might work on someone who's charismatic.
Oh, I am by no means fun to be around.
Okay, I'm
In
not going to
fact,
argue with that.
if you really want, you could ask everyone that's ever abandoned us.
That would take some time, I think.
That's true.
What's your charisma like?
I can
Being
also change my shape.
Alright,
physically.
look, just give me the hat back.
I throw the hat.
Oof.
Can I try and throw it onto his head?
Dexterity check, go for it.
Hey, that was not too bad. That was an 18.
An 18?
18.
18. The hat almost floats as it spins, and you almost watch it in slow motion. And you sort of close your eyes for a second, Char, and it lands perfectly,
Oof.
fitting your head like a glove, but on your head. This shimmer in the hat, almost like the inside of a seashell, glimmers in the corner of your eye as it lands perfectly.
Does he like instantly change or?
No, I have to activate
Yeah,
it.
Oh, never mind.
correct.
So time based on what time we went to sleep to now, the people you want to see probably aren't open. So what would you like to do?
Thulrom pipes up and says, I can just wake him up.
Did you
Usually I would like that idea.
do you want to message someone?
We could message Molestra, but you don't like that idea.
Well, we could message her without giving away what we did.
Has she heard your voice as Char before?
I don't know. I don't think so.
So if you messaged her as Char, would she not know who you are? Or not recognize the voice? I don't know how this works. You're going to have to tell me.
I don't think she had. Do you roll history?
I'm trying to remember, like, because every time I've spoken with a message, I've used Gunner's voice.
Yep.
But does it come through like a voice, or is it more like a thought?
It would still have Gunner's inflection.
Okay.
So someone who has heard your inflection or your sent message before will know whom it's coming from if they remember you.
Can you message?
Does it?
I can't.
Does it feel like it's coming from the same person, though, even though it might sound different? Like, is there like a feeling attached to it?
The spell that you can gather, almost like a signature. So you would hazard a guess that it would be risky to send it as Char.
I don't think it works that way. It's more like when you sign the bottom of a paper, it comes from the same person.
I've never
Same
signed the bottom
handwriting?
of a- No, I have. That's a lie. That makes sense, I guess. What do you guys hear in your head when I speak? Is it my voice? Does it sound weird?
1,000 demons screaming.
That checks out.
I'm just kidding.
Well, maybe we should play something like hide and seek while we wait.
What? I was going to do some reading, actually.
You can read.
I can read and hide.
Oh, I have something that I need to practice anyway, so I could just practice that till morning.
Just a mechanical question, I guess.
His name's Michele.
Yeah, is there a point if you're up too long, you get a point of exhaustion?
No.
Okay, so good. Okay.
Light duties is the usual thing that one does after a long rest where there's still time after. And if you choose to sleep longer, it doesn't incur any extra penalties, no.
Or we could just leave now. These things that you're collecting, are they vital? Do we need them?
I think they were items
I-
that were going to help us, like potions and...
I also think Regav was looking to acquire some items for us when we meet him.
And he was also going to teleport us, so I think he needs
Leaving
to be
at
awake.
night, though, like with Regav, it's not a terrible idea. It might be very dark.
Should we go visit him now, then?
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's who you should message.
If
Hey,
we wake
Regav,
him, we
we're
wake
ready.
the others as well. What's the difference?
Well, I mean, Regav is a friend. Random shopkeepers, not so much.
The shopkeepers are on the king's command. I'm sure they could
We could message
humor
them.
us.
Tell them to meet us at Regav's.
Possibly.
All of the paths.
The enchantress, we never got an opportunity to visit properly, and she may have something for you and Gunner that could aid us.
Surely the smith would be at his forge at sunup. Wouldn't be
How long
too
did-
long for then.
Sorry. How long do things take to enchant? DM question.
Depends on what the spell that's being infused is. It can take days, it can take weeks, depending.
Does that ever take less than a day?
Some of the cantrips might, to your knowledge, but first level spells, again, depends on what it is. Any school of magic that involves evocation, so sending a physical thing towards something, so say a sword of fireballs or something like that, that would take longer.
That'll be quite hot.
Also, the fact, so it can take a little longer. However, if you are just using this item as a conduit, so you are charming someone with it, you can, with Regav speaking and what he's told you so far, you have an understanding that can take a little less time. So it just depends.
Well, if we can't do anything, then I will just keep meditating.
Little one, I've noticed you chose not to change back to Gunner. How would you prefer we refer to you now? As Char or as Gunner still?
You can call me either, I guess.
How did I just know you?
What?
Song.
Terrible.
Maybe?
That's the one.
I hate this group. Leaving.
Here's my number. No, I just think I want to be myself for a little while.
I like that idea. I'll call you Char until you change again, if you have no objection to it. I'll ask Thulrom, possible to get the bag of holding back, my friend?
What for?
Well, my one has a new defender that I started on back at Pilot's Tower. I'd like to continue if that's possible.
Yeah. And he sort of hands it towards you.
Thanks, bro. And if,
Gives you
That
very,
is so forced.
he gives you very interesting look.
and if no one has any objections, there seems to be a few jewels in the chest here. Would you mind if I?
Sounds like a euphemism for something.
Would you mind if I took a sapphire or an emerald just to keep as a spare?
I can do absolutely nothing but look at jewels. So if they eventually maybe save my life, then please take them, because I'm probably going to need it.
What are they for?
It's be a spare heart should Arik be destroyed in a combat situation.
Oh, okay. If it's for the spider, then no. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, Dravago. You can have them.
If I can't retrieve his current one, I'll just be able to make a new one.
I think Thulrom, you should take some gems also, because you can do that thing where you help people.
I've already got those diamonds, thank you though.
Okay, cool. Just a quick out of game thing.
Yes.
I just got a wonderful text from someone that we are very, very thankful for their contributions to this stream. We are on a television screen somewhere in Brisbane. Hello, Elliot Esdale,
Hi.
our logo designer. I'm so sorry you have to look at us.
Yeah, but thank you.
But thanks.
I guess I'll spend a bit of time continuing to do this Steel Defender, working on that. And if I could take note of the room. Is there any furniture, table, anything that's made of that common hardwood that was found in Amara's temple?
Can I see him doing this? Like,
You see him looking around, but there's no.
has he got this like obvious stare like he has the last couple of times, like I'm gonna wreck some stuff?
It's not a look that you're familiar with. No. Then again,
I don't think you've seen me wreck anything.
Did you go out and try and break the fence palings down?
Yeah, you weren't there.
you weren't there. No.
My bad.
And I didn't try. I succeeded.
Yeah. there's nothing obvious that you can tell that he's intended on as he's looking around. Nothing to the magical effects that those those.
No, just the common hardwood that's at the table and that.
Yeah, the bedposts are made from your general hardwood. You've got any of the legs of the chairs, and pretty much the entire vanity looks like it's painted over fairly nicely with a white paint, but otherwise it is another hardwood. Yes. So there's plenty of resources in the room.
And I'll also just peruse, see if there's any sort of white silk, and I'll continue to do so around the bar and that if we walk out of the room.
So downstairs and such?
Yeah, just
okay.
Anything like some drapes, maybe something that...
Drake?
Are you just like taking all of the fixtures from this place?
Well, potentially. The vanities of interest, I've noticed the vanity, particularly any more flat surface, like maybe a panel from the top.
I see this?
Are you intending specifically on silk or any canvassy linen
Trying
cloth?
to get as close to what I saw on the table at the monastery, if not something that's kind of like a close enough facsimile.
Okay, make an investigation check for me, please.
Are you just observing this stuff or like ripping it off the walls and stuff?
At this point, I'm just looking to see what I can find.
Okay.
That is a 17.
17.
Whoa.
When you eventually walk out, you do have a quick peruse in the bar, and you do see underneath, behind the bar, in one of the shelves, about 7 or 8 tablecloths, which are made of a fine silk. Not white, but sort of a dark blue. But there's no curtains, no drapes, no canvases, anything like that that's covering the windows.
Yeah.
That's leading outside. Excuse me. There's just the napkins, so cloth napkins, as well next to the tablecloths, but that's it.
Yeah. If there's nothing white, I'll head back up to the room and I'll see if I can take one of the panels off the vanity.
Okay, are you doing so without
nonchalantly, just as if this is a normal thing?
Yeah. You all notice that Dravago goes straight to the vanity and attempts to start to disassemble it, essentially.
I use my tools in that to try and not just be like ripping it, but if something's stuck and I can't get it undone, then I'll
force it out. Make me, while everyone's observing, and I'll let you guys have your turn, and then just an intelligence check to see how well you can unhook some of these materials. Yes, Rook.
As I watch him do this, I put my hand on his forearm, I guess, and say, Dravago, this is mildly disrespectful.
That is a 26, so I've definitely noticed.
It is a very fine set of tools that you do possess, and very deftly you don't damage or crack any of the wood, as you very nicely disassemble it without a problem.
And I'll respond to you as I'm re-flat packing this piece. So it's not in use.
It's the opposite of IKEA.
Yes, but this is a room that someone, Arga specifically, may need to hire out again. So it may be in use.
Unless we purchase the room.
Yeah, I have a better idea. I leave the room for a couple of moments. If you want to keep going.
I don't get what you're saying. Like, no one has put their stuff in this vanity.
I can see
Free soaps. The soaps are free.
Yeah, it's
They
not,
put them
it's
there
not
for you
being
to take.
used. I can repurpose
As
this.
he's saying this, I still head out.
Okay.
And I'm going to go head to... Would I know
I'll just
where
look at you guys and...
Arga's room would be? I'm assuming you take the same room as all this.
You do know where Arga's room is, yes. Yes, it's probably about 3 doors down, more towards the staircase that leads down.
3 doors down?
3 doors down.
Interesting.
Oh, crap, you know.
Yeah.
I knock on the door.
It took you so long. I'm so sorry.
I don't even know that band anymore. Go on.
I knock on the door.
As you knock on the door,
No one knows that band anymore.
Arga opens up and he's wearing this almost pretty looking nightie, a onesie basically, where it's a light blue with these white clouds all over it, and a single sun on the side, and he has this, the nightcap with a bit of a bonbon on the end of it. Yeah, good evening, Rook. Yes. Is everything all right?
I look at him and I just like grab the sleeve part and was that silk?
Just a fine cotton.
Yeah.
Is anything the matter?
Well, no, but do you still have that horrible room beneath here that your brother used to keep the genie in?
Oh yes, but we've cleared all that out. It's just more storage for more colder items. Why?
Would the cages and things still be in there for repurposing?
No, there's no. Definitely not. No. No, there's not any more.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Very appreciative.
Good job, Preston.
Much appreciated.
Congratulations.
The other guys are clapping.
Well done to Classic Niall, Daisy D, E. Ezidale, Jordan C. Christensen, and Gua_TS. Enjoy the subs from
It's
our
actually Jordan Christensen.
Oh, Christensen, apologies. Graciously gifted by this gentleman here, so thank you very much.
I don't actually know who this guy is. He
Okay.
just sat down at the table
I
tonight.
actually didn't to start with. Thank you.
That's very kind of you, thank you. Cool. So what would you like to do then?
I quickly tell him, you may have to replace the vanity, and I close the door. And then
You hear a what? And then dunk. The door shuts and he doesn't reopen the door.
and I head back.
Okay.
And if I catch him, it's you continue through Dravago.
I would assume at this point I've just...
You've
it's
done
only the one panel I'm after.
Yep. The rest of it is neatly stacked on the side of the room in almost beautiful parallel bits of wood.
Have you thought about branding this?
Branding?
Like a signature. On the flat packs.
What is a flat pack?
I don't know, use the word.
It's well, this is all a technique I learned back in Sigil, watching the Davis that roam the city. I believe the term's been called upcycling.
Interesting.
Taking something no longer in use and repurposing it.
Okay. If this is all going on and everyone's doing weird random shit, I'm going back to meditating.
Alright.
I think blue and yellow would be good for your signature. Maybe like an oval shape.
Perhaps.
IKEA? It springs to mind for some reason, I'm not sure.
Terrible.
I wish that
I was
joke.
waiting.
Wish that joke was funnier.
Oh.
So I've just taken the one piece that I needed, put it in the bag of holding, and then I'll just be working on the defender for the rest of the available time.
Okay. As you continue to meditate, Amara, and you are waiting for the morning to come, if that was the decision made, but Gunner.
I just wanted to read.
Sure.
I remembered, I also have a couple of books, but the one I wanted to read was The History of Teleportation.
Yes. Okay.
How far was I through that? I think it was about halfway.
About the halfway mark, yes.
Yep.
As you continue to read the teleportation, it describes in a bit more depth this time around the runes in which you must draw and in what order to make a particular teleportation spell active, and where you specifically want to then be the destination. So you get the idea that the runes are that are traditionally used are of a fairly ancient elven text. the actual name of the place where they come from is Arenal. This particular spell is used, or was made, it seems, by the elves of the Undying Court that are in a land far from Corvair called Arenal. And you understand the order in which they need to be written, how quickly they need to be written, and what pace to draw them.
The cadence.
Yes, thank you. And with what tools as well. What surfaces they work on and what they don't. So as an example, your wood planks, not a problem, they will function. But other materials such as particular types of stone won't function. So it depends on the material that's on the ground, as well as the consequences if the runes are disturbed during the drawing or during the casting. And some of those detriments include dismemberment, maimed, just general injury, death, definitely, being lost.
Definitely.
Being lost between places in some unknown shadow plane was where a particular author got stuck in but managed to get himself out of, or a person with this experience. So the only other thing that you do read up to when morning comes is a little bit more about one paragraph of where teleportation circles can't send you. And from what is written, there's only one place that no one has really been able to teleport to. A place known as the Byways.
Hey.
Does it go into detail about the byways?
No.
Okay.
And you do your own thing until a few hours later, where it gets to about...
What's Thulrom doing during this time?
Thulrom is holding on to his religious symbol. And for the first part of it, he simply is mumbling to himself. All he's doing is saying, "Hey, Deborah, listen up."
Is it dark in this room?
It's getting on. There's only a couple of candles that light the room up.
So you would say it is dim
dim
lit
light.
or shadow?
It's dim lit, yes.
So I am going to go into a shadowy part of the room and turn invisible.
Yep.
And I'm going to stick to the shadows as much as I can. I'm going to reach into my bag,
Mm-hmm.
my little bag, and pull out my calligraphy set.
Mm-hmm.
And as he's focusing very hard, I want to try and draw ink eyebrows on him. Very angry looking ink eyebrows.
On his head.
Yes.
Okay.
As gently as humanly possible.
Right. Make me a stealth check. Make me a sleight of hand check, please.
Are you sure you don't want to be stealth?
No, it has to be sleight of hand. You are making a contact with him. You're actually touching his face with an item. And I'm not going to give you advantage on this. I don't care how stealthy you are.
That was a really good roll.
Oh my god. I'm giving him advantage because...
Why? He's focused.
Yep.
I'm invisible.
A
Yep.
calligraphy pen's like soft ass.
No.
Isn't it like a brush?
Yes, it's a brush. I don't know too many people who wouldn't notice a thick brush going over their face. Anyway, what's your roll?
21.
21? Okay, he rolled a 15, so... so with this brush, and with the ink on it, he's like this. And every now and again you see on his face this instinctive...
I'll like freeze every time that happens. They are gonna be the angriest, like triangular looking eyebrows ever.
Yep.
And once I'm done,
Could you freeze? Are they like squiggly?
no.
Because you gotta pick
Come
up
on.
from me left.
I'm an artiste.
Artiste, yes.
Put my stuff away,
Yep.
and then I'll sneak back
Okay.
into my spot and go back to meditating.
Okay. And the deed is done.
In everyone's head, aside from Thulrom's, I'll say, don't say anything.
Just while I'm doing the thing, I'll the other corner of my eye just.
I whisper, I think this looks more emotive.
It's between hours, so when it comes to maybe 3 a.m., after you do the eyebrows, Amara, that he actually stops speaking and comes up to you, Amara, and whispers as you're meditating, and you do take stock of this. He says, I'll meet you at Regav's.
Where are you going?
I want to see someone.
Okay.
Just a
I hope it's on your face.
private matter. And he walks out. He walks out the room and very gently shuts the door behind him.
Okay, bye.
So, Sticks and Stones, thank you so much for the sub. That's really kind of you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Enjoy.
Sorry, I'm just letting Sheldon know what's going on.
Oh, cool.
Who?
So, 6 a.m. comes along, or even 5:30, as you start to now hear the start of plates and bowls being shifted around, some people murmuring as they come in for breakfast. You hear Arga welcoming people into the Inn of the Five's Rest in the Cogs in Shan, as more and more people, as you see very dim lights start to emanate from the bottom of this city. Even here, sunlight and daylight gets in somehow, and it becomes a bit brighter and a bit brighter. It's almost like dawn, just before dawn, as you come out of your own individual rests and hear the sounds of another day and another general
No birds in the cogs.
business as usual in the cogs.
That was Char.
As you wake up,
Oh.
Kips turns to you and says, "Good morning. I do hope you slept well, Char. I hope your reading was also enlightening, and if there's anything that you need me to try and memorize for you, I'm more than happy to. I am slightly hungry though. As we leave, I would like you, or if I may, just pick up some things on the way. They can be simply small portions of cooked meat. I do not mind, but I also do find that the uncooked is also quite succulent."
Oh my god, he's so needy.
Didn't we order some food for him?
Yes.
Who was getting that for us again?
Arga was, but nothing arrived. Oh, you mean from out? You mean from outside?
Yeah, I thought, was it Ragav that was doing it?
Regav was going to also get something for you, yes.
Yeah, okay.
But he hasn't returned.
Sashimi, yeah. NDCDM is right.
Ha!
I think there's
Well
been
done.
2 instances tonight where I've read something that MVCDM has posted and then just looked into the camera and gone. And both times he's picked up on it immediately.
Nice.
I think we have someone getting you.
Regav, yes, that is correct. Regav is, I'm more than happy to wait, providing we go straight there and do not tarry here and there in Shan. But I also want us to head to Yrlag. I am anxious.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sure you are. Are you going to turn back into Gunner before we leave?
I'm sure you chow.
I think I might stay like this for a while.
That's very fair enough. Whatever you feel comfortable with, of course. Okay. And he curls back underneath your cloak.
Thulrom had some shit to take care of. He'll be back.
His eyebrows.
He doesn't know about those yet.
If we had a vanity, he could have washed them there.
Anyway, he'll meet us at Regap's.
Fine.
I think it's better he didn't have a vanity to wash it in.
Thank you, Dravago. I agree.
I look-
Let there be jokes, Rook.
Yes.
If you're
You
not
are
careful,
right.
I will draw them on you next time. And you will not see it coming.
He says,
I smile.
Hey, it's Saz.
Before we head off, I imagine that I've already given you your ring, as you were there when
we made them
it.
together.
Hmm?
Yeah.
But I have a...
What colour? It's platinum, isn't it?
Platinum.
Oh, that's right. I paid for them.
I have a gift for each of you. Perhaps something to commemorate being part of this group.
That's
And
very sweet, Dravago.
I'll pull out the now cooled and tempered rings, and Amara, hand you yours with the symbols from the monastery, Kalashtar symbols.
I'm so glad how visually I just did that.
Yes. And Rook, one for you as well, sir, with the hammer and forceps of Onatar's symbol and the arrow ornate around the band. Let me know if they don't fit. I can resize them if necessary.
It fits very well, thank you. That was very thoughtful of you.
And I'll have a private word with Thulrom when we next meet. Shall we...
He'll look very angry. Probably until he bathes, which
Perhaps.
isn't often.
I'm worried that the artwork on the ring might inadvertently be a slight to him. I'm not entirely sure.
Why? What's on it?
It's the symbol that he wears around his neck on the medallion. I noticed that his was missing 2 of the 3 dragon heads that the others of his order had, and I hope they're not removed for a negative reason, but the artwork on his ring symbolises that the 2 heads on his they're a bit less pronounced than the middle one.
Okay. I'm sure he'll be fine.
I'm not sure if you can shed some insight on this. I haven't had much of a chance to get to know Thulrom that well.
Mine and Thulrom's relationship started when he tried to breathe fire on me. And then it just grew into jokes from there. So, I think the only serious chats we've ever had is when people die.
I do not know how to respond to that, so I'm just going to blank stare you, and then shall we fire your arrows, Rook?
I think that would be a good idea, yes. Was there something you wanted from the Enchantress?
I've actually managed to get most of the materials that I've been after. Perhaps some white silk, and I have Regav hopefully acquiring me some steel that I'm after, but
perhaps the blacksmith may
Acquiring or
have
stealing? Stealing the steel? No?
another blank stare.
Okay.
Perhaps the blacksmith may be able to part with some iron, silver ignites.
It was a specific type of steel that I was after. Regav said that he had a small amount on him.
What's that? Mine's steel?
Mine steel, yes.
What do you need it for?
So, just a personal project I'm working on at the moment.
Cryptic.
Regardless, even Gunner, you may benefit from this journey as well. I was told the Enchantress may have some equipment for you. If it comes at a cost, I'm not too sure.
I can come.
Why don't we just all stick together?
I feel like it would be quicker if we just do this journey.
No dilly-dallying.
I don't know what that means.
I don't think he's coming with us.
Who's Dilly Dally?
Okay, well, I'm glad we had this discussion. Should we have some, like, grab something to eat on the way out and go?
Yes.
I still feel a little bit funny, so just in the stomach.
What?
Oh,
Why?
never mind. One day, Char.
What
You
happened?
hungover?
No. Just not 100%. Great, thanks for that chat, Rook.
I thought I might have something that might help you, but
He's
I
looking
don't.
through his bag right now.
Yeah.
Surely your friend Argo would be able to whip something up.
I
Just a
don't
good
need
dose of water. But
any-
yeah, Argo could.
Oh, you should also probably rinse yourself off. I threw cherry liqueur at you.
Okay.
I thought it was water.
You could leave it on, it's pleasant.
I was wondering what that smell was. Where's the washroom?
We did
Well,
have
the
a
vanity was
vanity.
taken.
You.
Who knew that would affect us so much?
The butterfly effect.
You know that the washrooms are down the stairs and around to the left past the bar.
We are such assholes.
Can you take Kips then while I go shower? Freshen up.
Perhaps we could find a chicken roaming around.
I don't know
Sure,
why
yeah.
you would do that, but sure. Here you go.
Hello, Kips.
Yes, hello. It hasn't been. This has never happened before. I feel a little off, but
You hungover as well, sir?
not at all. No. And you're speaking quietly but firmly, with matter of fact tone. No, I'm fine. In fact, I'm ready to leave when Gunner is, but I am just uncomfortable being held out like this.
Oh,
Do you know how to
Straight
hold
to the belly.
a dragon?
You can, I can put my hood up and you can crawl into it, I guess. If
Please.
You want. Okay. Put my hood up.
As you do, he scurries out, and you can feel these small claws almost digging into your skin as he makes his own way behind you, and you can feel this warmth like a thick scarf around your neck, but with scales. And you feel on this side of your neck a small sort of puff of breath every now and again of content.
Would you like to get breakfast, Kips?
Yes, if you can get some on the way for me, that would be ideal.
If there's a buffet, you can just help yourself.
I'm just not sure of the patrons here. Will they not be a bit frightened to see someone like myself here?
This is the Fives Rest. We'll just say that you're miniature Thulrom.
Very well. I don't know what that means, but sure. and he continues to rest on you.
He also has little tufts of fur, like on his where his elbows are.
I got the shivers then.
Yeah.
It's think of like a long-haired dachshund.
Okay.
Yeah, like those little really soft.
So it's a sausage dog around my
It's
head.
basically a
Basically.
sausage dog, a dragon sausage.
But really long. Are you going down to the washroom?
Yeah.
All right. You head down, and is anyone else heading out yet, or are you still in the room so
Let's go
far?
get food. Let's go.
Yeah, I'll be doing my usual eating, packing some dry food away.
Okay.
I'll head down as well.
Yep.
So I'll keep an eye out for any loose chickens roaming around, or bugs, butterflies in
Loose
particular.
chickens.
Make an
Argo, do you have any loose chickens in here?
Make another investigation check, if that's okay, Dravago. As you do notice Argo, and you ask him, he turns to you and says,
Oh,
Oh, Ellie, no.
"Ah!" He doesn't yell. He says,
Oh, it's a kraken.
"Loose. We have some ready for the day's lunches. Why?"
And I turn and look at Dravago and see what he's doing.
That was a Kraken with a +8 on that.
Okay.
Just looking specifically for
Loose
loose
chickens.
chickens or butterflies,
Yeah.
but also just in the cornices of the room, any bugs,
Yeah.
spiders, that
Sorry,
sort of stuff.
fucking-
Awkward daddy long legs.
However, this one insect came to be in this room, you're not sure, but throughout your investigation, you do notice that one plant has a single butterfly in between some leaves of a lovely light pink and white wing.
Michele, I feel like with a natural 20, he should find a spider web with a chicken caught in it.
That's too obvious. You see 3 of those. But you do notice that there is a butterfly, and in a couple of other plants, you notice that there are some dark red beetles. 3 of them.
So I'll be doing my best to like sneak up on the butterfly and just like cup it,
Okay.
as to not kill it.
Let me dexterity check that with you, if that's okay. So make a dex check for me.
Roll for the butterfly.
So as I'm walking up, I hear a couple of creaks. So I'm going to give myself some flash of genius on my dexterity, and that will be a 14.
That's an ability check, mind you, not a saving throw. Is that still
It's
right?
ability check and saving throws.
Perfect. And
Just
what was it? The
not skills.
score?
So it's a 14. in total.
14. Ooh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Did you just have to check your dice under the light?
Yes. However, with that score, you cup quickly around the butterfly, and you notice that this creature is well guarded but unharmed in your grasp.
And I'll walk over and approach Amara. Be looking at you, creeping up. Okay. Gibbs.
Yeah. Yes. How can I help?
I overheard you say you had a quite the taste for butterflies.
Oh yes. Delicate morsels.
And how do you prefer to take them? Do you
Whole.
do you like the hunt?
No, I simply like to eat them. They taste good. I prefer not to chase them. There's too much energy wasted, you know.
Then may I present your breakfast and hold out the butterfly for him.
Okay, so you're
I'm
closing
squishing
your
it.
hands.
He didn't want to chase it. So.
Okay, as you close your hand, you do feel this squish, and you open it, and you do see like gooey remains now and broken wing, and he scurries out. You only see his head. This long tongue lolls out and starts to lick at your hands, and he licks up all and munches on the remains of this butterfly. And he takes probably a good minute to make sure there's nothing left on your hand, and then curls back and gives you a nod in
That's the noise it would make.
Stop.
No.
And what are your thoughts on red beetles?
Divine. Quite.
Perhaps I'll be back in a minute. And I'll just attempt that same thing. But,
Okay. Gunner, you find the washroom without a hassle. Rock room, and you're just cleaning off that cherry liqueur that's on your face.
I'll wash myself entirely if it's possible.
Yeah, no
I don't
problem.
think I have had a wash in a while.
You are now cleaner than you have been in quite some time. Taking your clothes off, and you are quite lovely smelling actually after this. Putting your clothes back on, there is a towel or two there as well available, so you do dry yourself off before your clothes go back on. So it takes you probably a few minutes, but you are now clean and without the stench of day-old liqueur on you.
I will rejoin you.
Okay. Rook, what are you doing? You've taken a lot of this dried food, and you are pretty well packed. You'd say you probably have enough dried, without rations, dry meats and things that were available as the trays of food came out for the morning to serve the patrons, probably for about 3 days worth. So morning, noon, and night. Including that are things like pieces of fruit whole and breads.
I'm just perusing at this point. After the conversation with Orlix,
Olix.
Orlix.
Arga.
I turn to
Amara.
Dravago after watching. I'm assuming I can see this in plain sight.
Yep.
And say to him, I guess out loud, Dravago,
Yes, Rook.
there are live chickens in the kitchen.
What? Do I hear that?
Yes.
I literally go, what? No. You know my stance on eating meat. We are not killing a chicken.
Last night.
You are not kidnapping a live chicken, slaughtering it, and eating it. It's not going to happen.
I don't know if it's kidnapping.
Chicknapping.
You said there was like a layout of food, right?
Chicknapping.
On the right hand side of the table, so opposite the stairs and past the bar, there's a long table that Arga and some I guess patrons have put food down. Yes, you see.
While they're doing that, I'm going to walk past all of this, and each time I reach a tray or a plate, I'm going to be like, would you like some of this?
Yes.
And everything he says yes to, I'll feed some.
Okay. He says yes to most things. You get little bits of chicken.
Yeah, I feel gross about it.
Yep.
What's happening?
Some bacon, some just some plain old like fried fat as well. You just feed it to him as he says
that
yes.
I like lean down and he can get himself.
Okay. But otherwise, once you reach the end, he then gives you this purr almost, and he says, "That will suffice. Thank you."
Good.
I think Kip's maybe satiated for now, but the next loose chicken I see.
At this point, as all this is going on, I would have went to the window awning and just watched the group. I'm sitting in waiting to leave.
Okay.
Yeah. Just picking at my nuts and fruit.
What?
Cool. Excellent.
Big man spread.
Yep. You eat your rations. You eat some rations.
I think people usually say fruit and nuts.
Yeah. Good order. And with that, you have your fill of a traveler's breakfast.
A travel mix.
Of travelers, nuts and fruit.
Oh no. I'll go and join Rook.
Okay.
But I won't look. I'm just while he's eating.
Perhaps if on the way to Regaz we pass by a tailor's or a fabric shop, if I could duck in for about a couple of minutes, I would appreciate the quick detour. Who knows, we might even get into 6 days worth of trouble.
Do you know what I would love, everybody? If it's okay, I feel like since watches on a thing.
Huh?
There's no way to speak
It's
of.
approximately 8:30. What?
I do that for flavour.
Nice.
Your finger?
What? Anyway.
Anyway.
Shit!
What's wrong, Amara?
I feel like I've been saying for a long time that we need to go and we need to see them. We need to do the Lord of Blades thing. I'm going crazy.
I think we're going.
Please.
We're going now.
Please, for the love of God, can we just... We have one destination.
Which god? Yours or
Mine. Let us go to the destination. Let us pick up the thing. I'm not saying let's stand there and barter. Let's pick up the things. Let's go. And let's get the hell out of here. I do not want to be in Shan. had enough of Shan right now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Please? Please?
Are you all...
Rook, stop
Heading
eating your
out.
nuts!
She's had enough of Sean. We're gonna go.
Okay. Should we go then?
I'm ready.
As you all start leaving the tavern, you hear this last goodbye from Arga, who says, "Take care and return. My patrons this morning are here because of you, so thank you."
You should name that room after us. You can call it the Fives Lounge without a vanity.
A confused look leaves you as Gunner, you're walking with...
She just means we're not a vain bunch.
That's true.
And I'll point out to Rook too before we walk out the door, is this your plant?
Yes, I will grab Penelope as I'm sitting there.
Yep. You sniff yourself for a moment, Gunner, and you then take a waft of what now appears to be 3 or 4 very stinky people that you are traveling with. They not having taken the same sort of cleanliness that you have, you now really do notice the mustiness of them. As you walk out of the Fives Rest, you start to make your way back up. And where are you traveling to, Regabs, or that you're passing a tailor if you can find one?
I'm specifically just keeping an eye out for that white silk,
Yeah,
but obviously any shops that would be selling it.
Mm-hmm.
And can I also, as we're walking through the streets of Shan, particularly in any market district, I'm assuming that circus that we saw outside of Pilot's Tower, Orovus?
Yep.
If you remember that Thulrom was trying to create a distraction with throwing coins, and I aided him by making a screaming coin.
Yeah.
Technically, that is still screaming.
Sure.
And I was under the impression that this circus was on its way to Shan.
Yep.
And I'm just going to be keeping an ear out to
Cool.
see if this coin has made it
screaming.
into circulation. And
Okay.
it's potentially in any market stall, or
Okay.
maybe
Sure.
a fountain, maybe an
Sure.
underwater screen.
Yep. Okay.
Good golly.
Sounds good. You continue your way, in which case, up. So you're going via a clothes store or a material store to Regabs, yes? Or were you going to go to
Maybe we'll go to the castle.
Leoneri's, the blacksmith as well, at the Citadel to pick up those harrows?
Blacksmith pick up the arrows.
Okay.
And I'm not
Hopefully everyone's okay.
specifically aiming for a detour if it's on the way or I notice something.
Okay, good. Make an investigation check, if that's okay,
Can I just do a shout out for the group?
please.
Sound apparently sounds good.
That's
Something we've struggled with.
the biggest piece of poo out the audio setup tabletop.
Yeah.
So
That's coming
This-
from Tabletop Troops, who is tuning
Yeah.
in once again from Japan.
thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
tabletop.
Troops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
60th time is a
We'll
charm.
take that.
Okay.
On the sound, 60th time.
I know exactly.
Tabletop.
As for the roll, it's a 15.
Okay. Yes, sorry, Gunner.
I was just gonna say, Tabletop. They're from Japan, but they're here in Australia, aren't they?
No,
No.
working
It's
in
vice
Japan
versa.
at the
Vice
moment.
versa.
The other way around.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Okay.
Hello. The roll indicates that
What?
in the lower quarter, as you make your way up the stairs, back up to the lower quarter of Jura, the closest quarter that is, I guess, the closest way up this bottom of Shan, underground, you find yourselves on the way to a platform that leads up to Upper Central, where Regav sells Regav's regalia, and the Citadel, on the way to the Citadel as well. You see a clothier that is open this early in the morning. You can see the sun is just rising above the horizon, and you notice that there are still these beautiful stars in the sky, and there's only a few wisps of clouds. You hear the distant sound of squawking from seagulls that are probably coming from and echoing from the Dagger River. Probably fishermen in the morning bringing in their hauls. And you notice that there are great eagles in the air as well that are just having their morning, or hunting for their morning breakfasts. You see this clothier called Katu, C-A-T-W, and Katu's clothes is open. And you see within it this elderly woman who is hunched over what looks to be this thread and needle. And she's sitting at the front of the stall, and either side of her are houses, and there's a small inn that's open as well next to that. And she's sort of just trying to thread this needle, this thread into this needle, to then start what looks to be an already starting of like a blanket of sorts. This dark purpley blanket with what looks to be a large pink flower that's in the center. She looks like she is a human, but yeah, quite old.
Good morning, madam.
Sorry.
I'm sorry to bother you so early. Happened to notice the door's open to your store. Would I be able to trouble you with a very brief and quick purchase?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yeah. All I'm after is perhaps a square meter of a white silk material, if you have any on hand.
And as you see that her mouth sort of gets a bit crooked in terms of like a curious look as she's thinking, you can see these rotting teeth.
And if I see her like thinking too much, can I cut you off there? I don't terribly sorry. I do not mean to be rude, but time is a bit of an issue here. I'm going to have to ask if you have some family members in need, or something is cursed in your store that you need attended to. I do not have the time today. If time persists later, I will come back and help you with it. I just simply need a small amount of white silk. No distractions, please.
She just gives you this weird look, like a focus, and says, "Then stop talking!" Oh! Someone woke up at the wrong side of the bed. And she gets up and hobbles, and you can see both her hips have probably been broken before. She's going back and forth into.
Arek's gonna jump on her, and I'm gonna cast haste.
And she just rushes in with this spider on top of her, on her shoulders, and you can see, and she goes around the back, and you can see that there are plenty, like a rainbow of colours of silks, cloths, hanging over each other that make up the tapestry on the far side. And you can see her tripling her pace as she climbs this ladder, grabs a white piece of material off the wall, goes in, and on her bench she quickly cuts it, and then she sort of puts it on the bench, and then 7 gold.
And I'll quickly hand that over. As I do, Arek will jump back on the arm.
Kind of imagine like you're tasing her.
And she will be quite exhausted.
You taste her.
Thank you, ma'am. And I'll just leg it out the store before another word can be uttered.
And she just falls back behind the bar, and you can hear this onto the ground behind as you exit.
Dravago, that was rather quick.
I told you it would be but a moment.
As you make your way up further, distractions
That's canon now.
no longer
That's how I tell the time.
cornering you. You make your way up to the Citadel, where the same guards are guarding outside the front in Middle Jura that are leading over the bridge to a slightly ajar door. The guard that you recognize that didn't let you in easily before just takes one look at you all and just gives you a gesture to pass through.
That's right. So as we pass through.
As you are ignored, you are you head over and into the Citadel proper as you make your way around the rooms and outside again, where you notice a familiar blacksmith, Leoneri, and Freka, the sorceress's hut, which still has the door closed and you have not been in there yet.
Where was the
But
door?
is she willing?
Where was the door? Where was the door that was ajar? Sorry.
The door to the actual Citadel, there's these in massive double doors.
Okay. As
Yeah.
we walk through the doors, I'll just turn to Amara. Amara, are you looking at me now? I can't tell. Amara,
Yes.
when is a door not a door?
When it's ajar.
I guess.
This little interaction has been adorable.
Time's getting away from us. We need to keep moving.
Leoneri, the half-orc, is just having a bit of a read at this point of, and he's got these spectacles on, of a very large book. It looks like it's like filled with illustrations about building or making of weapons, it seems. And he looks up, closes the book, scratches his nose, and without another word, turns around to what looks to be this chest that's slightly open. He opens it fully, and with his large hand, grabs a bundle that's wrapped in a beautiful brown leather, and he puts it onto a table in front of him, and opens it up, and looks at you, Rook, and says, "Yeah, they're all done."
I unfurl I guess the leather rucksack, or what it is. Inspect the arrows, put them together, rewrap them up. That's fine work. Put them in my quiver.
Inside check. Is he lying?
Is Rook lying?
I'm kidding.
Every
Thank
passing second.
As you were.
Your other equipment was much appreciated for Thulrom as well.
You're welcome.
We'll go see your friend now. Is she in?
Freka? No. She's not.
Customer service these days.
Is she about?
It's not the same thing.
Is she close by?
She's always goes to the Dagger River to have a morning swim.
And how far might this be? Out of town?
From here, we'll have to go to 2 districts along. It'll be maybe an hour walk.
Amara just looks at Rook like,
Yes, I agree.
As you inspected the arrows, you can see that the feathers that made up the end of them are beautifully white and slightly curved away from the arrowhead, and they are made up of very, very short, almost carved wood, it seems. But as you touch them, they feel soft. But you can tell that they have a little bit of a spin on them. They're these white and cream and brown feathers at the very base that would make up a very, I guess, intricate flight, and a very straight flight. And you can tell by the arrow shaft of this varnished wood of black. You can tell it's from an ebony wood, which is a rare piece, heavy in its make, but once again without any flaw or chip. It's all very smooth. One that you would assume to be the make of a master blacksmith. And then the arrowhead juts out slightly more like a diamond shape. So it goes out and then in again. And there are 4 sides to it, 4 blades to this arrowhead. And they have a small diamond shaped hole as well within each of those sides. So to make up this almost curled, and they do sort of bend slightly. This metal, they make up this curved point, which if it strikes someone would be quite painful. And each arrowhead has this deep steel look, this dark silver that almost glows slightly. And Leonaris finishes off by saying, there is little time, I hear, for you. You may not be back for some time.
This is true. But coming back we would like to do. Have you got anything for our friends Amara and Gunner?
I can throw darts.
And he, again wordlessly, goes back.
I was comfortable in my hunchback position.
But thank you for the reminder. He goes to the back of his blacksmith small shop, this long area, and he opens another chest, takes out what looks to be a small, almost glass container, and puts it onto the same table that he put the arrowheads on. Inside, under this glass lid, as he opens it, you see two very, very long, thin throwing daggers, it seems. And they look like they have a pommel of just a circle of emerald with small holes within it. And as he picks it up, he flips it with two hands and then catches it perfectly once again in his hand. And you can see that it's like a fencing sword at that sort of blade at the end. The other side is a similar emerald-looking wrap around that you grip on, and the other portion of it is leather, a fine leather. As you grasp it, it's beautifully weighted and easy to throw. And he says, "Take that with you, but I have nothing else to give."
When we walked in, was he sitting behind a desk?
Yeah, he was sitting behind his table. Wasn't a desk per se.
The book that he had, is it visible?
Yep. And you saw...
Is there a title to it, or is it just like a ledger?
It was open at the time. Make a perception check to see if you recognized or saw the title.
Oh, I actually have advantage on that because of my rogue. Better the first time. 20.
20, yeah. The title of the book, I'll just bring up a little list I have here.
So it wasn't a ledger, it was like a...
It was an instructional tome, essentially. And the title of the book was Swords and Their Make.
Their make.
Their Make.
Make.
M-A-K-E. Swords and Their Make.
Did it have an author?
You didn't see the author. And with that, he closes. He takes back that throwing dagger, puts it back into that container, and hands the container to you, Amara, and says, "Use them wisely."
Do they come back to me if I throw them too far?
No.
Oh. I'm going to lose these very quickly.
This one does.
You need that.
Well, I mean...
I'm also better at punching.
Okay.
If there's nothing else, I will take my leave.
Where are you going? This is your stall.
I'm sorry. You will take your leave. And he reopens the book and leans it up against his knee.
Pull my hand out and say, "I'm Amara. Nice to meet you."
He looks up and looks at your hand and ever so slowly reaches out, and you can feel a heavy blacksmith grip as he shakes it slowly. Leoneri.
We need to go now.
I'm not Let's go, my people need me. What does he say his name was? Leoneri.
Leoneri.
Did you say he's an orc?
He is in half orc. And as he opened up the book again, Gunner, you did see the author. The author's name is Ryut Voloy.
Ryut Voloy.
Yep.
It's French for yogurt.
You'll play Petignon.
You guys suck.
And you... Are you taking your leave from Leoneri?
Play Petignon.
Or are you needing anything else from him?
Well, yeah, how are these guys going? I'm satisfied with what I've got.
Now, how many of those Masterwork arrows did you pick up?
Oh, well, are they different to...
They're the ones that you had commissioned.
Yeah, they were just arrows of +1, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, so I've got 14 in total.
Yes, that's right.
I already had 20 I haven't used yet. Yeah.
Perfect. Alright.
I think we've pillaged this stall enough. Rook, he's been very accommodating to your many
Oh, right. How much do we owe?
requests.
Compliments of the king.
How much do we Wait, what?
Compliments to the king. From the king.
It's Jack.
Oh, can I at least tip you? It feels wrong to just take it.
If you would like.
How much did they take from you? My companions.
14
Companion.
arrows and
Did you say 40?
14.
Oh, 14.
And an axe, another weapon, and the daggers, throwing daggers,
Okay, well...
and
The
a
helmets.
suit of mail.
Oh.
And the helmets.
So if you had to
There was
combine
chainmail as well.
if you had to combine the worth of these things, how much would it be worth?
The crown will pay me
No, but how much would it be worth?
upward of 10,000 gold pieces.
I'm not very wealthy, but
How much?
here,
Amara,
have-
we can
have
show
tw-
our appreciation
have 20
by...
gold pieces. Thank you, Rook.
How much was it?
Upward of 10,000.
I've paid for so much in this campaign that I don't have much gold left, so I will tip you the minimal amount right now.
He takes it and he gives you a bit of a nod and says, "The Five's wealth is renowned."
I bought 4 horses for this group of people,
Was that sarcasm?
which are now probably dead somewhere.
I know of that story.
What? Just quickly, couple of people.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Jack.
Hi.
Jack.
Jack.
Oh, Jacko.
Nice to see you again. I'm so
Jack
sorry.
with a K.
Jack.
With a
And
K.
Malik the Geek.
And Malik the Geek is
Hi.
from Tabletop. Remember when Tabletop
Yes.
Troops was like, oh, I sent you guys out to
Yes.
like 500 and, no, not 500.
Of course.
A lot of people.
5,000. Yeah.
A million. I need to stop doing that. They are also here now and also in Japan.
That's
So
amazing.
thank
Thanks
you
so
for,
much.
In Japan again.
for braving the time over there.
Yes, and thank you for watching. Much appreciated. All right.
Yeah.
As you are all then, after the tip was given, making your way up some more platforms towards Regav Cell's shop and to the teleportation circle and possibly other items of help for your coming mission. The sun rises still. Go on.
As we're walking, I just want to check in. What did you get?
I got this cool throwing knife.
Well, Rook managed to get some items for Thulrom, his new chainmail and a mace that I would rather not have near me at any point.
It's good for killing constructs.
Another one? Is that yours?
No, that's
He has 2 maces now.
2, yes.
And I believe even a helm of Missile deflection.
Yeah, I think I did give that to him, didn't I?
Mhm.
Yeah. So he's pretty kitted out at the moment.
If only he were here somewhere.
Yeah.
He's gonna meet us at Regap's.
Oh.
Speaking of, if they were here somewhere, is Levereth still with us?
Kevin!
Levereth,
I was asking you
silent.
because you couldn't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Silent throughout all that time, but Gunner, you had your eyes on him.
Okay.
And he's hovering and floating and just calmly gliding beside you above. About 50 feet in the air, though. Giving you an idea just now, well, giving you an understanding that he's looking out. He's keeping an eye on things, scouting. But so far, no ill news has returned.
Did he say he was accompanying us to the Demon Waste?
I look at him.
Levereth?
Yeah.
Levereth,
I don't know where he is.
He's,
Like,
up,
is he
he's-
over
he's
there?
above you about 50 feet.
Oh, okay. He can't hear us then.
You don't get a reply, so it's unlikely from that vantage point he was able to hear that
I
conversation.
don't. Yeah, I think he will. I think so. Do you remember?
Is Kip still on me, or?
Yep.
If Kip's is still on me, instead of going back, I'll just every now and again just like pat.
Okay. Alright.
But I'll make it really stealthy so it doesn't look like I care.
Okay. Cool.
Roll self.
You don't receive a reply from Levereth, but you go up the platform where there are not many people this time of the morning traversing the bridges and the towers and the streets of Shan. You make your way further up and the crowds get thinner and thinner before, as the sun completes its visibility, a massive star in the sky, this beam of light, and you can see that it gives off so many beams in different areas of the city, and some are shadowy still and some are lit up. It's a beautiful sight, and sometimes the glare almost overwhelms you, but then you go past the bridge and then looking up and down you see that there's a beauty in this almost silent city even now. And for a moment, Kips in all your mind says, "The city will be missed." And you find yourself on the ledge that leads over a small bridge, and on the other side, as you have known, a repaired Ragav Sells shop, the Furbolg Enchanter. And you make your way over to the door, which the sign on the door says closed, but very quickly it turns. A hand through the darkness, a familiar hand, opens the door for you and turns the sign. And from within, Ragav himself greets you as he says to you all, in a somber voice, "Let's get you all ready to go."
Why do you sound so sad?
I simply fear for you. I've come to care for you. And I just want this to be... I just want you to all come back.
Me too.
And he leads you inside to prepare any final things you'd like before the trip.
Is Thulrom here?
And you do see Thulrom inside, sitting, just observing the room around him. and the many magical items that adorn the Enchanter's shop. And that's where we'll take our 10-minute break. Yeah, we'll take our 10-minute break. Sorry for the little, the, what do you call it, lateness. But we will be back in 10 minutes.
I'll be back in 9 minutes and 30.
9 and 30. And hopefully we'll see everybody soon.
Wait.
Yeah!
Because we said that we would do this. Hello. How are you today?
Go.
I psyched myself out. So giveaway is going to be posted during the break. So check our Twitter. It will be pinned to our profile. To enter, as always, you need to follow Meeples and Dragons on Twitter, as well as ourselves. Retweet and like the tweet. You will get extra entries for the following things: code words.
What?
The code word is what?
Oh, you mean for now?
The code word is what?
No, it's what? Yep.
You can change the code word.
No, everyone knows now that the code word is what. So add that as the extra entry.
If you fuck.
100%.
Also, you will get extra entries for following us on Twitch. So if you don't already follow us on Twitch, follow us on Twitch and you'll get an extra entry. Anyway, see you in 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, Exclamity, I am timing it too. See you soon. And we're back, everybody. Hopefully that was 10 minutes. But I believe it was. So, everybody is hydrated, refreshed, and with Preston's idea, we do have another reward up, that we've just put up.
Who's Preston?
So Gunner has made this idea.
What was his chart?
Who's Gunner?
Oh gosh! Oh gosh!
Was it overdue?
Thank you very much, Calamity, and also hello. Welcome. So let's head right back into it. But if you want to check out that reward, the description should tell you all you need to know.
Ooh, mysterious.
Mysterious.
Cool. Mystery ass.
So you walk into Regav Cell's regalia, his shop of enchanted and enchanted items. And as you walk in, you see the familiar. Hello! Exclamation! You see the familiar floating pieces of armor and weapons and cloaks of different shapes and different sizes. And you notice as well that you've got all along the walls hundreds of books and shelves with vials of liquids and an assortment of jewelry, rings, necklaces, bracelets. The room in front of you is the familiar L shape that you're used to seeing, whereby it's a short walk to the counter, and then the rest of his shop goes along the left and then down a hallway, which ends at a door that leads to you would assume to be a restricted area. Staff only is the simple sign out the front, and the door is shut of a large wooden material. And these items are just floating, just by themselves, glowing slightly, each one. There looks to be a quiver that looks like a snake's skin. There looks to be several pieces of metallic armor, chain mail, plate mail. There's some studded leather in there. There's cloth armor, it seems, as well. There are plenty of weapons, of huge two-handed maces and two-handed axes and swords. And you've got very finely detailed weapons. Beautiful looking daggers, some of them made to look like pure glass, and you've the handle included, and they sparkle as the chandelier that lights up the room, the one in the center of this space, lets off this magical light of green and blue that illuminates this place. Regav, after he greeted you, walks behind the counter, puts both of his hands on the counter and leans over it. This familiar looking glass set of shelves, which you can see through, and you can see a similar assortment of what look just to be playing cards, other pieces of jewelry, some what look to be like small telescopes or magnifying glasses. So, what do you think? What are some, before you go, what do you reckon you need? I had a chat to Thulrom, and he said he's alright.
Have you prepared those potions of watchful rest for me?
Yeah, I was able to get 3 of them acquired. Is that enough?
That should be plenty.
Okay. That's fair. And he takes out a small satchel, and it sort of clinks and chinks, and he hands it over to you. And you can hear that glass upon glass sound as 3 vials are handed over.
Did you get any healing potions for me?
Of course, yeah. I have again an assortment. How many do you want?
I think we should split them between us as evenly as we can, but the stronger the better for me because I am very weak.
Wait, I was only able to get one of the better potions. We call it the Supreme Healing Potion. I was only able to get one of those, but I have 3 of the Superior Healing, and 5 of the Greater. We call it not as potent, but a few more of them. Is that enough?
I think that's enough. Does anyone want any in particular?
Nah, I got my own healing. Thulrom says.
I thought that was Rega for a second. I was going to be
Yeah.
like, settle down.
Yeah, we have to change accents, right?
Otherwise, I mean, I also can't hold all of them. Like, I don't have enough room in my bag. So can we put some in the bag of holding maybe? And I'll carry a few, and anyone else that... I think I'm the only one that gets up close, right?
I have a couple of healing potions already. Greater.
Once my new defender's up and running, I'll have a better chance to heal, but perhaps a greater healing potion wouldn't go astray at this point.
I think we should all at least have one potion on us, even if we can heal, only because if we run out, like if you run out of energy, I guess, in the fight and one of us goes down, then we can feed each other like babies.
That's cute.
Here comes the airplane.
What's an aeroplane?
It's something
Jelly.
I heard of back in Sigil.
Interesting.
Some traveller from another plane told me about it.
Did they not create jelly?
Anyway,
Were there any magical items that you had been thinking about that you were that you thought you might have needed that I may have available?
Ooh.
The
no
magic
one NBC DM said.
Yeah,
Not that.
the magic items I have, like I said before, I can offer a discount, but depending on what you want, I may need to still just cover the costs of my own make.
Think you have offered more than enough for me, Regav. Thank you.
Well, that's okay. Anyone else?
Did you happen to come across the Mind Steel? I believe you said you had a small amount of.
Yeah, like a fist, my own fistful. Not a great deal, but even in those circles, that amount can be worth quite a lot.
I don't need too much. Obviously, I'm not going to press you for too much of a discount, but if you could spare a little bit, how much would that set me back?
Well, I can extract a little. How much? So I can offer the least amount of cost.
Just for an ornate decorating. Actually, I'll look around and see how far away Amara is from me at the moment.
What are you up to? He's at Dravago's at the counter.
Is Thulrom just sitting there?
Yep.
I'll just be staring at Thulrom.
Okay.
His eyebrows are still there, right?
They are. You would need to make a stealth check if you were wanting not for Amara to hear.
Yeah.
And then make a perception check, Amara.
It's so fucking good.
It's only a 10.
A 10? Okay.
Like more than a 20.
Okay. You were going to say.
It's just for a little project I was working on. Just some ornate decorating, perhaps just to cover the edges of a box about yay big. Perhaps kind of like a typical jewelry box size. Just for some flair on the design.
Go on.
As I was reaching into my rucksack and putting in the potions of Watchful Rest, I do notice 2 I think I've got left. I sold 1 to Ragav. Very thin gold-like sinew that is... I took off a massive construction, which was a Warforge. And I noticed that, like, blindingly gold through them. I'm like, I've almost forgotten about this. And then pull it out. Could you make do with these?
Oh, jeez, that's a bit grim.
You think taking out vanity wasn't?
That's an inanimate vanity. This is... how would you feel if I just ripped out a human femur and threw it in front of you?
Does he know that that's a... That was DM questions, but... Would he know that was string from a...
He's made of the stuff, so... unfortunately for you, he does recognize... he does recognize that piece to be coming from, at one stage, a Warforged.
This may look good in your box.
It's,
What does it matter if
I
it's
hate
your...
it's the box has a specific theme to it. Decorating it with the components of a dead compatriot is not what I had in mind.
Ragav, do you still take these for 500 gold pieces each?
Oh yeah, I certainly can.
Are you really going to charge Ragav? After everything he's done for us?
That's actually a very good answer. Ragav, there is something that I am interested in.
Oh, anything, Rook.
Might you have a ring of protection?
Now, protection from what?
+1.
A protection of +1.
Yeah.
What are you trying to protect yourself from? A hit with a sword, a fireball, someone's breath.
Let me re-look it up.
Are you thinking similar to a cloak of protection there, Rook?
Yeah, ring of protection +1.
A little bit to the armor.
Oh, you want your armor to be a little bit more durable.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, I reckon I've got one of them.
Would you trade for these 2?
Absolutely, I can. And he just reaches down, just eyeing you off, and just giving you a bit of a... And then out comes a small box, leather-bound, old leather, and he opens it up, and in there on velvet, a black velvet, is just a ring that's sticking up. And it's all this light steel. And there's a particular shine to it. And he hands it to you. It's all just one plain-looking band.
Dope.
And he takes the 2 strings of gold. Well, I can make use of this, and I hope you can make use of that.
I do feel like this will serve us well, will serve me well.
Good.
I accidentally added the iron stones of protection, is that okay?
No, that is not.
I
know you know what that is.
I accidentally leveled up to level 20.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Is that
fine.
okay?
That's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Please delete and re-add.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So, if that's the amount that you need, well, that will probably come about at cost price. I got this amount for 7,000 gold pieces. That portion would probably at cost price go for about 300.
That I'd be happy to do, so I do appreciate the discount.
You're very welcome. Without it, it probably would be at least double.
And I know you said the astral stone is quite difficult to come across. What do you reckon the chances of me finding a piece anytime soon would be?
Depends on where you go. Yrlag is interesting. The Shadow Marshes actually have quite a lot of they're renowned for the dragon shards that the mines that they mine the dragon shards in. Unfortunately, they use slaves for that, but sometimes in those mines they can come across some pretty ancient small pieces of them, some astral stone, but that's the one place I've been able to get my hands on them, but I haven't been able to in some time. They first of all, they can steal it and put it on their own black market, and we never see it. But sometimes, if it does come to Sharn, the bid for it is really high, and sometimes I don't get my hands on them.
That's fine. If I wouldn't go out of my way to pick it up for your shop unless you had other uses for it. But,
I'll let you know as soon as I get my hands on them. But bear in mind that it's still not going to be as cheap as the mine steel.
Of course. And should I not be able to come across some, I may be able to make do with a bit of a facsimile I could make. You wouldn't have a spare, just empty glass vial?
Oh, they are a bit harder to come across. No, I'm just joking. And he goes out the back and brings out what looks to be this clinking and clanking, this large box. And some of them are broken, and most of them are large beaker sized, probably about that, like 50 centimeters, and this large base. But some of them are smaller vials too, with corks in them, and all of them empty and cleaned. And he just heaves them on top of the counter. Oh, go ahead, just take your pick.
I appreciate it, sir.
That's okay.
No, just look for one that's maybe an inch or two big. Doesn't have to be a big glass vial.
You only want one.
That's all I need.
Oh, okay. And
it's a backup. It's a backup in case the astral stone becomes a bit too difficult to get.
Well, take as many as you want. If you change your mind, all good. And he puts it down beside his feet. Gunner, you've been pretty quiet over there. Anything in particular that you're interested in that you'd like to know if we have?
I was just hoping to just peruse and just look around the shop and see if anything stands out to me.
Yeah, no worries. Peruse away. Make an investigation check.
19.
You see a couple of things that I guess catch your eye in a sense.
Ow.
There looks to be a particular cloak that's made up of a weird black leather with small bits of fur that's attached to it, and it glows as dark purple. And it gives off this almost uncomfortable feeling as you walk beside it.
Does it have a tag on it?
It doesn't have a tag on it, no.
Does it have a little sign on it?
No sign, no.
My fifth gold. Oops.
I wouldn't touch that if I were you. That is, I acquired it, the Hellhound Cloak. I would steer clear. It can turn you into a Hellhound if you wanted, but it has some adverse effects. And you come across a mirror, and the mirror that you see it's small, and the outside of it's made from platinum, this dark bronze, and as you sort of hold it up and look at it, Ragav yells out, "Oh, that one there is pretty neat. If you attune to it, you can see and learn something about the history of something or a creature, when you just think about it."
So it's like Google.
Like what?
Nothing.
Well, basically, you just learn something. You can learn something about someone from the past or an object. I've also got these potions. You do need to shove it down someone's throat, but you can control them if you do.
I can do that already, I think.
No, okay.
You can already shove potions in people's throats?
Yeah.
Well, this one, and he holds up this wand, and it looks like just a simple branch, but then you can see ever so tiny little vines whipping back and forth on them. And he says, "Well, this one's if you cast it, you can entangle someone with this. It's really good for tying someone up. That's pretty good."
I don't remember the last time we did that. Oh wait. Yes, I do.
But if there's anything else you're specifically wanting to know about, let me know. I got stabs. I've got.
There was something I noticed. Actually, I can't find it now. How much would you buy my hat for?
What's it do?
This?
Oh!
Turn into Gunner again.
Oh wow, so it changes who you are. Illusion?
Yeah.
Oh well, that's pretty neat. How often can you do it?
As much as you want.
Does one have to attune to it?
Yes.
Okay, that decreases the price a bit. Well, with the unlimited use, it's pretty valuable. And can they be wearing something else on top as well, like a cloak or something?
Yeah.
Okay, that increases it a little bit. Can anyone, any race, any class, can like priests use it, or just adventurers?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I could probably offer about 4.5.
4.5 gold?
No, 4,500 gold pieces.
Oh. That's a lot of gold.
Well, it's an unlimited use. I mean, in the wrong hands, you can tell that could be very valuable to many folk who have not too good intentions.
I don't want it anymore. Can you take it?
Yeah, you still want the gold though.
Yes, please.
And he just goes out the back for a moment, and about a minute passes, and you can hear these sounds of coins being shoved into some sort of receptacle, and he brings out this large sack. Okay, and he...
Is that gold pieces?
Platinum pieces.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that's going to be...
I converted it.
So 450?
Yeah. 450 platinum pieces.
Okay.
Go on
Rich.
sort of pat Char on the back, and I think you've made a wise decision there. Right. It's good to see you want to be yourself. I think that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm gonna look over at Thulrom, and I feel like for most of this time I've just kind of been like...
He's completely ignoring you.
Oh. It's almost like he's not even in the room.
Shit. I'm gonna say in his mind... Thulrom,
Yeah.
you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just waiting for everybody to be ready so we can go.
Oh, me too. It's taking forever.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
What are they even doing?
I don't know. Anyway, I say out loud, cool, teleport.
After listening to what I heard, I look up at Gunner and I do say, Gunner, should I not be perceiving you in your younger form from here on in?
I don't understand your question, sorry.
I think he's the same age, Rook.
You're not going to be changing into your hang on, let me get this right. You are Gunner's form, which is of an elf. Yeah. And so you're a smaller form of an elf.
I'm the same size, but
Your ears cut inches off, it seems.
yeah, my ears are a lot bigger this time. I just need time, I guess, to understand who I am instead of ignoring it.
Is this the first time you've done this?
Do you mean get rid of the hat?
Applied yourself to one form.
Yes.
Kind of nod and look at him. It suits you.
You're very green.
I hate green.
It isn't easy being green.
You wear green on purpose.
And I think of Agmarak. He's a slut of green. Yes. Are you okay? I know I've not been easy on you.
Life isn't easy.
This is true. I hope you accept the form that you're in then.
Maybe one day.
If it's any consolation, it doesn't matter what you look like to me.
Have we gone back to being boyfriend and boyfriend again?
Did you say that out loud?
No.
What? Rook puts his foot on.
Thank you, Rook.
That was very sexy.
So,
Right, so I may end this moment. Can you prepare?
remember the King's chest is still there. If anyone does want something, Mara, nothing in this store for you?
Well, I just also I'm concerned that you may run into Molester again. If you do, I have something that might help. And he pulls out what looks to be between a silver chain, basically a pair of shackles, and they are made of gold, and he holds them out. They're large, and they have this sort of locking lever to them as this hook goes over the top and tightens around a little piece like this of metal. And he says, "No, don't worry, it's not what you think it is. But these are what I like to call them dimensional shackles. You put this on someone, and they can't just disappear and teleport away. They have to stay where they are."
I like this idea, but I like the idea of killing her more.
That's only if you wanted to question her or anything and know that she won't get away. But if you find that you don't need that, then that's fine.
I think we should take them.
I'm pretty sure she could be killed with these on.
Oh, I agree.
I'm talking about Molester.
Yes.
What? I was talking about Rook.
Perhaps it'd be easier to drown her if she had these on.
Anyway, thank you, Regav.
You want them?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, they do go for 2,000 gold pieces.
Okay, you cannot just offer these. And
Get the chest out. Get the chest out.
Yeah.
Again, that's cost price. I'm sorry, but normally they're about 5, but I do mark them up a bit.
We can take them off of someone once they're killed and
Yeah.
right?
If you wanna, I can give you the money back if you bring them back. That's
Oh
fine.
no, I just mean for anyone that we
Sure. Yeah.
need to capture in the future.
Surely this is a good use of the King's money.
Yes.
They'll,
Is that okay? If we use the king's money? I have none.
I haven't gotten any of that 3,500 gold.
Yeah, it's in the bag of holding that I have, so I'll produce the chest for the money to be sorted out.
Okay.
By the way,
no. Put it towards the shackles. I don't need any of the money.
That's what we were doing, wasn't
I thought you were going to divvy it out.
it's on Bori.
Oh,
it? Rook, that was very presumptuous.
By the way, has anyone taken possession of the Helm of Brilliance that Duke Roniel gave us?
What was that again?
Oh, that one, yeah. That one there was the helm that the Archmage offered, and that one there had the ability to cast a spell, and each gem that you would cast it through would then disappear.
There's
Forever.
Yeah.
There's quite a few uses. The helmet has around 15 different gems on it. Perhaps someone who doesn't normally cast magic can make use of this.
Oh. I am better without armor.
It's just a helmet.
Yes, but I am better without it.
Then, Rook.
Does it give you armor?
yeah, I think.
The actual helm doesn't provide any extra armor class, no, but you'd have to wear it and then use an action to then allow the spell to be cast.
Okay, so it's not armor.
Correct. It's
Okay.
it's more ceremonial in its make.
Let's think about it on our travels. Maybe.
Just keep in mind that it's there.
Are you
Oh, that's a really good representation of him. Isn't he just a charm?
This guy. I'm actually doing that not out of mocking, but it just tickles me that accent.
Can you record voices? It's out of game, sorry.
Is he a tape recorder? Like what?
Yeah, sorry. We'll talk about that after this room.
I'm that, I'm that boombox transformer.
Oh, the pterodactyl. Oh.
Anyway, Regav, it has been fabulous talking to you.
I guess now's the time, is
You're
it?
coming with us or no?
No.
What about your sister? She enjoys combat.
She does enjoy. She is just running a bit of an errand for me at the moment out at Yrlag. She's not able to join you. I'm sorry.
Is everything okay?
Everything is fine. Just some dealings, unfortunately, about a particular item that I was trying to acquire that has gone a bit on the wayside, and she's my muscle when it comes to trying to get it back.
Have you not sent her through some demon portal again?
No, not at all. She's probably in worse of a situation, but she'll be fine.
Well, maybe once we're finished saving Corvair, we could also be your muscle.
Oh, I'd be more than happy to pay for extra. No worries. We've gotten both of us out of situations
Probably
before.
wouldn't have to. Well, I wouldn't take payment, but that's fine.
Oh, well, that would be too kind.
I can.
Yeah, I've seen them.
I will take her payment.
Very well.
I will not let him.
Very well. Well, are you ready to go?
I think I'm kitted out. Everyone else is done.
Kip's ready to go.
Yes, I'm again well sated and I'm prepared. I'll try and be of as much use as I can to this period. Of course.
Again, you haven't seen Liverith anywhere nearby.
Liverith is Gunner, to your point, looking at what looks to be hovering towards the ceiling of the far end of this shop, what looks to be a large pink quartz gem. Seems to be glowing slightly.
I'll walk over to him while they're doing that.
Okay.
What are you looking at? What is this?
This is something which I don't think the shopkeeper truly understands. How it's ended up here, out of all the places. My life may very well not need to be sacrificed after all. But unfortunately it is but one piece that legend has said separates it from its mate.
I don't understand.
Have you ever heard of the Staff of Magnus? History check.
Oh, bully. 13.
13.
Plus
13,
14.
NBC DM's heard of it.
14.
Otherwise known as just the Staff of Magi. Most possibly one of the most powerful staves that has ever touched the material plane. You can see why the legends say that many beings look for it, seek it out. This gem that beholds us is one of two parts. Connecting them may very well be a key to overcoming many of our plights.
How big is it? The crystal?
The crystal? The crystal is about the size of probably a softball.
Okay.
It's multifaceted. Hundreds and hundreds of small cutouts. Almost egg-like in shape. So finely cut that it almost, in certain lights, it doesn't look like it has angles at all. Inside is a smoky pink. And as you focus in on it more, for a moment your vision clouds and then you're back in the room. But you felt for an instant this surge of your own power of what it could be without interference. Just you. And it felt dangerous.
Is it a similar feeling to when I channel Obra Dinn? Or is...
It's an uncomfortable, uninviting feeling when Obra Dinn in the past has offered that aid. This seems like it's overflowing like a stream of good, like a stream of simple, unaligned might.
Ragav,
Yeah.
what is this?
Oh, he sort of glints in it a little bit. Yeah, that's funny. Huh. And he sort of goes to a bit of a book beside him on the right and starts to flip through. And you can see, Amara and Rook, from your vantage point, that it looks like a bit of an inventory. Lots of writing, values beside each item, hundreds of pages, and scribbles. Same writing, and it looks like it's his sort of little diary of inventory, what he keeps. He flips through it more and more. I don't recall that. Did you put that there?
No.
Oh. Well, it must be here somewhere. Well, from the looks of it, it looks like some sort of magical item. Obviously, it's floating. But I have to do it. I have to float everything individually just to make the spruce the place up. But that one there, I don't remember doing that. Anyway, I'm sure I can find it. Just give me some time if you want.
Our friend. I point at the invisible dragon. He seems to think it's important.
Important, it's like a key to my shop important, or like.
He said it is half of the stuff of Magnus.
Huh. No, he didn't. He's probably off. Whoever this friend is, he's probably just mistaken. It's not that thing. That looks like just a bit of a gem. I'm assuming it's something like a gem of seeing, or I can study it while you're away if you want, and let you know when you come back.
Okay. Take care of it, though.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, I'll flip through and see if I just missed it as part of the things that were given to me, and I'll take it from there.
I look at Quivereth. What is his reaction to this?
Almost a study of Ragav as he sort of looks towards him. In your mind, you hear this voice from him and to say, I feel I must. And at that point, the item just drops, falls to the ground, and lands heavily on the wooden base, and it just rolls slightly away and stops. And as it stops, Ragav looks at it and says, well, there you are. I mean, obviously whoever put it there didn't have enough magic to leave it there. And Livereth continues, he says, shall I stay with him and make sure? I feel like I should stay with him and make sure it doesn't leave his sight. It means I may not accompany you, but I feel like this item is more than it seems.
Do I believe Ragav?
Make an insight check.
No.
18.
Let me send you something.
Secrets! Da-na-na-na-na-na, secrets! Da-da-da-da, secrets!
As that's happening, you're all observing this as well, as this large jewel drops. It didn't seem to take any damage or crack as far as you're aware. You didn't hear anything unusual apart from just a dull thud.
Well, that was loud. Thulrom, what were you doing? Actually, never mind. I don't need to know that. You said it was personal business.
He looks angry. Maybe just give him a moment.
Yeah, Thulrom, you look quite angry.
What do you mean?
Never mind, it's just your face.
Amara.
Classic Thulrom.
So...
Where should we go?
Yeah, I've got the teleportation circle already. Whenever you are.
One last thing, Regev. Do you have anything that would help make my abilities stronger or harder to resist? Focused.
You got a focus already, yeah? Something that conduits your spells?
Yeah, but I can get a new one, I guess.
That one I'd have to probably make or order and enchant, but that can take some time. I'm sorry I didn't have something like that prepared already. But that's
Gosh, Regev, that's just unacceptable.
It is a I know. It's a
I start to laugh as I say that.
it's a it almost confuses if to laugh with you or not. It's not an easy thing to task.
Regev, I was joking.
Oh, that was great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Once again, I can have something like that ready by the time you come back if you want.
If we come back.
I'm sure that won't be an issue. Just take care of yourselves with the Lord of Blades. All things considered and all the things we've heard, he's got an army behind him. He might be bigger and larger than we think, and I don't know, just be careful.
On that subject, Regev,
Yeah.
come across some information about the Lord of Blades that you may have assimilated some biological matter into himself, perhaps even another being's soul.
Oh, well, that won't be very good then for you.
Well, I was hoping...
What?
Well, if he's trying to get other people inside of him, souls and things like that, he's probably trying to enhance himself. And if that's the case, then if he's succeeded and he's still alive after all that experimentation, then I wouldn't like to know what you're up against.
Most people just say good luck.
Good luck. Good luck, guys. All the best. I'll be here.
I'm guessing that means you don't have any insight into any possible ways to take one of these souls or the matter out of him, to deassemble him, I guess.
Interesting. You're saying to extract the soul?
If it's been assimilated into him in some way, surely there is a reverse mechanism for that. You've never heard of anything similar?
Now, to that point, someone here remembers that you have received a coin from Rote, from an innkeeper, a gift, and I think Thulrom pipes up on this, and he says,
That explains all of us going,
Thanks, fuck, Sheldon's
and
not actually here.
thank you, Sheldon, for remembering.
This is the most input you've put in.
In 60
seasons.
episodes.
and
60
Thulrom
episodes.
takes out what looks to be a coin, and this coin has what looks to be the face, a dark bronze, coppery face of a demonic creature. This generic figure with these wings for horns, and he looks at it confusingly and he says, "Is this what you're talking about? This is like a soul coin, and I think that innkeeper and Rook gave it to me, and it's supposed to be able to extract a soul from someone. Is that what you're sort of thinking about using?"
Well, extracting the soul sounds like it could be useful. The
Sounds like a good idea.
coin looks a bit ominous, though. Do you know what happens to the soul once it's extracted?
Who are you asking?
Well, Thulrom, and also
I got no idea.
looking back and forth between him and Regav.
I just got it. And Regav looks at the coin. Well, if that's a soul coin, then one of two things is happening. Either it has a soul in it already of potentially a demonic creature, or you can extract one. I don't know too much else about it. Legend has it that demons trade in this because they like to keep souls of their victims as well.
That's
It's not a safe thing to always possess. Just bear that in mind. Because this coin, if it has a soul in it, the demon that killed this thing is probably looking for it. Which means if you haven't been chased by a demon by now, it's probably empty. And Thulrom's like, yeah, that's good. Well, let's put a soul in it.
Rook, asking to the effect of potentially being able to, if not save Agnarak's body, perhaps at least his soul. I was also thinking, Thulrom, you offered Gunner a ring of mind shielding at one point, I believe.
Yeah, he didn't want it.
I've heard that if someone dies while wearing one of those rings, they can still communicate with the next person who puts the ring on. That's
Who was wearing that when we got it? Cambavi.
Yes.
I was thinking perhaps perhaps as another option, we could force the Lord of Blades to wear this if we were able to, if he did need to be destroyed, to perhaps preserve Agnarak and later find a way to help him. You may even be able to communicate with him.
Who has the ring now? Thulrom. Hey Thulrom, get the ring out.
Thulrom.
He sort of looks around. Okay.
Are you attuned to this still?
Yeah.
Put it on.
Puts it on to one of his...
Now, find out if you can talk to Count Babby. Is this thing on?
This is Thulrom of Ada. Is anyone in there? He rips the ring off and throws it.
Can I catch it?
Make a dexterity check, please. As he looks around wide-eyed and he starts to heave and breathe heavily and says, "What was that?"
It's an 11.
I don't think he
Nice.
was paying attention.
And,
Question on that though.
yes.
Just to be cheeky.
Sure.
Would it be considered a missile?
Yeah.
He wasn't directing it at you. So no.
That's fair.
And it flies out of your reach and it hits the back of Regevsel's wall behind him and clatters onto the ground.
I'm gonna go and retrieve it.
I'm not wearing that again, Thulrom says.
What happened?
If anyone else wants to attune to it, that's fine, but that was weird.
What happened? I
Well-
say as I run and pick it up.
We killed Count Babby, and now Count Babby says that she was in the ring.
Like always?
Yeah.
No, like
Forever
before
ever?
we killed her?
No.
Oh, well. You just heard him say that. How did you not expect it?
Well, I didn't believe him.
I didn't know you acquired this off a dead body. Otherwise, I may have given more warning.
Would you like to attune to it?
Well, my knowledge on the subject doesn't extend much more than this. Apart from, I believe, the wearer of the ring actually can't choose to not hear that. The soul in the ring can't be silenced, I think, by magic, normal abilities.
I'll put it in my pocket.
Okay.
Regav, is there a way to empty the soul from the ring?
If it is possible to, it's probably going to take some divine magic. Powerful one.
I'll look at Thulrom.
Something more powerful than NATO, I think.
Yeah. Nah. And he looks around at you and says, "Do you want me to free a soul if I can?"
Let's save that, I think.
Well, I don't know who this... I've heard of Babby, but I don't know what she was to you.
An absolute jerk.
So, sending her soul into oblivion shouldn't be that big of an issue for
We
you?
could use her.
I don't
She
know.
knew way more than what we thought we knew.
She still may know more.
Exactly.
I thought,
Particularly around prophecies.
wasn't she under some kind of control?
Yeah, bye-bye Selu.
Was that by choice though?
I don't think so.
Perhaps the ring can tell us.
I'm not attuning to it.
I'll do it.
I've got some ability if you want to. Might help you with Oberdin.
Sure.
Alright, it'll take you some time.
Time, yeah.
I'll immediately remove that from my inventory.
Okay.
Is there a way to confirm that this coin is empty, Regav?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. And he takes the ring, the coin, and just holds it in the palm of his hand, and you can see that outward from the coin, as he starts to mutter and mumble and hold his other hand over the top of it, this black smoke from all sides of this coin, all around the circle, starts to pour slowly out, and like a really slow moving liquid through his fingertips and through his fingers just starts to drool down, and it continues to bring out this blackness with wisps of grey, and you all start hearing whispers. What? As the same amount of smoke goes through his hand and down his forearm and away from him. And that whisper continues to emanate slightly louder and slightly louder. And then, all at once, it's simply a coin again. As he takes the coin out and holds it out back towards you, you can see that the placement in his palm is blistered and red and raw, as though burnt. You can see that there's this huge mark, and his hand starts to shake. He hands it back to you and says, "Well, no, it doesn't have a soul in it."
You okay, Regav?
Yeah. I'm okay. I just didn't expect that sort of reaction. I'll be fine. I've got some ointment I can put on it. Probably just a shallow wound from some of its residual effects.
Still seems like a very ominous object.
It's
to be
not.
free of the soul.
It's not something to be trifled with or without something in it. It's not something that's made here by any humanoid thing.
Can I ask? Was
No.
you trying to detect whether or not the coin had a soul in it?
Correct.
And all that shadow and stuff came out. At will, I'm going to use Detect Pain and Dim within a short area and see if Ragav's been affected by this coin.
Okay. As your mind shifts out and quickly scans within a mile.
It is, but I'm going to try and keep it within the
shop?
confines of the shop. yeah.
Okay. You restrict your ability to just around you, and as you look outward of your own sight, you get the feeling that Ragav seems to be himself. And then a slight detection of an item in the room that glows this dark pink. And you open your eyes again and you look towards it, and you see that this thing looks to be a simple bottle, closed, that's floating just between chainmail and another sword, a saber, and it just seems to be hovering like a wine bottle.
Okay, hovering wine bottle. So, does anybody else want to?
No, you go.
Ragav, that wine bottle over there, is that one of your items? I know you said you like to float these things about.
Yeah. He's still sort of out of breath a little bit. I probably would say not to interact with that thing. Probably of a similar vein to this coin.
As long as you think it's contained, then I trust you.
Yeah, it's well protected, but thank you. I appreciate your concern.
Alright, Gab, you seem a bit drained. Are you okay after the...
Just a little lightheaded. I just wasn't expecting that sort of reaction. Otherwise, I would have protected myself from it. But yeah, I'll be alright. I've got enough strength to get you there, to Yrlag.
The ring description doesn't say I have to attune to it to speak with a soul in it.
Mm-hmm.
I will attune to it later, but does
Sure.
Babby speak to me when I put it on?
When you put on the ring, there's nothing forthcoming. No. The silence greets you.
I look back at Thulrom, furrow my brow, look at the ring.
Yeah, I spoke to it in my mind. Do the same, and yeah, you'll see.
Yeah, I'll cast message or speak to it telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Are you there?
Ah, finally. Someone to talk to. Hello, Gunner.
I'm not gonna.
I sense a change. I don't have the power I once did, so you'll need to enlighten me. If you would so desire to. But I understand if you want to keep these things to yourself now. I tried to tell Thor. I tried to tell him that I'm sorry. She overtook me by selling. I wasn't myself. And unfortunately I didn't have time to right the wrongs in life that I would have to. Have you been well?
Yes and no.
I sense nothing. Nothing from the outside. Apart from the voice of the person who puts on the ring. And only if they are speaking to me directly. It is an odd feeling. Even as an archmage that I once was, it's different.
We might need your help soon.
I think I owe you that much. Even though I was not really in control of my faculties. There is a sense that I feel guilt. Even feelings are repressed here. But anything I can do.
I'll let you know.
Very well. Did you hear her? Did you hear her? Thulrom almost shouts at you.
No.
Can you make me a deception check, please?
I mean, technically I didn't hear her, so I'm not lying.
What'd you get?
20.
20? Okay. Well, maybe attune to it and then find out.
We did have a conversation, though.
Oh. Well then.
What?
Fine.
You know what it's like, Amara. You don't hear it. It's more...
I feel like it sounds like something. That's how I picture it, at least.
There's no noise. There's no sound. It's more
I don't know.
like
I think I narrated it
feeling.
in my head as it happens. I don't know. Maybe. Sure. Our abilities are different, though, Gunner.
Maybe.
Cool.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Should I meditate or?
No, I think we should go. It's getting late.
I think we found some useful information.
Yes, and we should use that ring.
This coin seems a bit ominous.
No, but later.
I don't know your thoughts, Rook, but I don't know if I would want to gamble putting a friend's soul in something that would burn Ragab so willingly. The
Which
ring,
friend?
Agnarak, I believe a leader from Rook's previous group, or current group, I guess.
Oh, you mean the Lord
Other
of
group,
Blades.
the other group.
You mean the Lord of Blades?
Yes.
Well, they're separate people,
Rook
theoretically, but the same.
Rook seems to think that
Are they, though?
his friend Agnarak may have been absorbed into the Lord of Blades.
Are their
don't
souls
know.
one, or are they separate?
This is what we don't know, and soon to find out, possibly.
But they were once separate, at least, right?
Correct.
So they're theoretically different souls. Because if the Lord of Blade existed before, and Agnarak did as well, then Agnarak is not the Lord of Blades. He's just been overcome or absorbed. Your friend was once your friend.
Correct.
Good.
Maybe an avenue to preserve at least part of him. Perhaps long enough for us to find a better option. But I'm assuming this Count Babby that you said, if you were the ones who led her to her demise, she probably deserved it. I'm not sure if her soul deserves to stay in the ring over Agnarak's, but perhaps something to ponder while we travel to the Lord of Blades, Rook.
Yes. Something I've given much thought to. Agnarak is not one to be contained, and if he's been living or being absorbed into the Lord of Blades, may it be that or a ring or a coin, It matters not. He's an orc originally from the Demon Wastes. I fear that you would feel like that was a prison.
Should we see if there's a way that we can separate them first before we go in?
We don't have the time to do this.
Okay.
Maybe that
He's
the
your friend, so.
maybe that the soul within the ring can choose to leave of its own will.
Perhaps.
Maybe one last chance to commune with Agnarak. Let him make the choice to move on.
With any luck per back end, Victor will be there. They know him better than I, and I know him pretty well. This could be a decision made between the three of us.
But if you have the ability to contact them, perhaps we should try and speak with them before doing anything drastic at the Lord of Blades camp.
I know my head. Ragav?
Well, if you're ready.
Amara, if you're finally done, can we leave?
Jeez.
Actually, Regav, one more thing.
Yeah,
Can you get us out of here, please?
absolutely.
Thank you.
And he turns and he walks outside of this counter, away from his behind his desk, and he makes his way to the other side, the back room. As he opens the door where the sign didn't allow anyone in, he opens it, and there's just a staircase leading down straight away. On his right, he holds this torch that lightens up, and he sort of gives it a couple of words, and the flame ignites even more, and almost the entire stairway leading down now is illuminated by this one torch that seems to stretch its light. And looking down, it goes down probably about 3 flights of stairs, 3 levels, and as he walks down, you're all following?
I'm gonna shadow jump down as I go if I
Are
can.
we are we being led towards the teleport?
So it seems, yes.
Just for flavor.
I'm going to willingly go in, but there's something I want to do in my mind on the way out.
Okay, did you want to text me what that is? Or
I want to
we'll go through
mentally
this and then
prepare
I'll-
myself.
okay,
I'll do that.
sure. Thank you very much, Stormfell. It is a 5-foot wide hall, that little staircase. So it's only one person behind one person. So as you head down, Regav is first, and you all head down one by one after. Not a lot of room to shadow jump unless you go in front of Regav if you want to. And back. More than welcome to, okay? As you...
I'll jump from the front to the back of the group.
Okay. You
Counterintuitive, but
sure.
very fun.
You do so, and you do hear a bit of a chuckle from Regav as you head down.
I'll make funny faces every now and again just to
Cool.
liven it up.
Okay. You reach the bottom of this stair, this black metal staircase. The clanking of Thulrom's plate boots echoes through this place. The arched roof made of the same man-made stone and wood that his shop is made of. And at the bottom there's a hallway. And there's only one door on the right that he opens and leads you in. The end of the end of the hallway continues, and at the end it's just a solid wall. So he leads you into this small room where in front of you you see a very plain, empty room. Bar, Gunner, you recognize this from your reading now. The teleportation circle. The runes look ever so slightly different. And you notice that the part where the location is said to be carved is just different. Everything else apart that the spell does normally offer and needs is set up correctly, as far as you can see. And Regav simply holds his hand out, inviting you to go into the middle of this circle. where candles and runes are adorned.
Trust Regab, so I'm just going to walk into the circle.
Oh, I hate this feeling.
Okay.
I'll walk into the circle.
Thulrom follows. In your mind, Gunner, you hear Liverith say, "Good luck. I hope your journey is swift and you can return and find us." And as you all go into this circle, Regav looks at you all one more time and says, "Come back." And with 3 words of power, you suddenly feel this blur, a familiar feeling, and you feel yourself almost trip over the dizziness as though the floor just quickly is pulled away from you, and as though you almost fall backwards, you suddenly land. And you hear this squelching as below you, you're probably about ankle deep in a cold, wet liquid that has this mossiness on top. You instantly get this whiff of a moldy smell. As you look around you, you see that you are in some sort of low-lying marsh where these trees, low-hanging with these large succulent leaves that have these spots on them of brown, surround you. These thin, gnarly branches that make up these mangrovey type of trees almost look like they're about to fall over. Some of them look like they already have, and you can see these floating branches that go through, that float through in a particular direction from left to right. And you see on the water, on top of it, these large, white, sickly looking pieces of fungus that looks to be growing or just emanating or just living. And every now and again a big toad jumps out of the water and back in and onto a small lily pad.
Would you consider it a missile? No, I'm joking.
No, I would not. It pays no heed.
That's not very imaginative, Michele.
You do see around you as well small dragonflies, and some large as well. Some of them the size of your hand, and they are these droning, slow-moving ones with these large, translucent wings that shift and fly from place to place onto these wet branches and off of them again. The canopy is only about 15 or 20 feet above you, but then the sky beyond, as you see through, is a murky grey. The time is similar. An early morning greets you, but it's much colder. Much colder.
Pull my hood up.
You feel this. You see this breath coming out from your mouths as you breathe out through your nose. There's the same look, that mist of cold, and then you all of a sudden notice that freezing that your feet are in. That freezing tone. Almost instantly, your feet go numb. And ahead, rising up in the dirt and on a small landing, there's a break in the canopy, a break in the marsh between here and what looks to be large trunks that are embedded in the earth that make up a palisade around a large town. These big trunks that are hooked together by large rope, and enormous flames that make up the gate of this place in front of you. You see Yrlag. No one seems to be in the distance guarding the open gate. behind you, you see endless marshland. This sort of low-lying level of muck. Anyone here not wearing a cloak or some sort of, like, I guess heavy gear on?
I'm just wearing a cloak.
Just a cloak?
Like a fabric cloak.
Thulrom is wearing armor.
Yeah.
Rook, I think, is wearing he's wearing his cloak of Elvenkind.
Yes, I do have a cloak, which I'll also, coming out that, I'll pull it over the top.
Sure.
What about you?
Are
Are you naked?
I have no cloak.
Yeah.
I have just the leather duster as his normal clothes,
Yep.
a chain shirt on underneath his
Yep.
vest.
Any metal that you're wearing that's in contact with your skin feels icy. You see as
My
well.
skin?
Yeah, that's it. You yourself have this feeling of that your movements are a bit slowed as well, and and you all start to see on the water now that these large white pieces are not fungus. They're like remnants of ice
Oh,
or snow. And the ground, the dirt, has this layer of frost over the top of it. And it's a still morning.
don't like the cold.
Not familiar with this area. Is this frost normal?
Not answering that. I sent you a message for what I wanted to do.
Apologies.
How dare you? How dare you be so immersed in the game that you can't check
Is this this is like a swamp that we're in, are we?
Yes,
Is it still like a forest location, or is it
It's all marshland.
marshland.
is that its own location?
It is.
Foresty marsh?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is, I'm sorry to say.
We're pretty far north now, I think, so I would say yes.
It is very cold. I don't like it.
We can leave if you want.
No.
We don't have time.
Gunner!
What? My name is Char, remember?
Is this is
You
not
can call
magical
me-
difficult
You
terrain?
can call
Yeah.
me Gunner.
Okay, cool.
I don't mind.
As far as you're aware, yes.
You've been doing it for over a year now.
Can I make a perception check to see how to get us out of this as quick as possible?
Sure.
Okay.
We're just all...
Huddled.
So 16.
Looking ahead, to get you out of the marshland,
Yeah.
you simply need to walk in a straight line about 20 feet, and you will rise out of the marsh onto the slightly elevated dirt that will lead you to the town beyond.
Just to make myself
walk
feel
up.
boss. I
that ledge, if that's okay.
I have
Okay.
Land Strider, so I move up quicker than everybody else.
My movement,
I can't fly.
my movement speed is
see.
50 feet. I go
If I
really
could.
fast. And
You
I
will
can
shove each other
dash
aside.
so I can
It's
go
like when
100
you start
feet.
a race, but you like
Yeah.
hold someone back. I'm going to attempt to do that to Rook and
Amazing.
use the wing boots to get there quicker.
I'm going to dash
Yep.
100 feet per 6 seconds.
Okay, I need
I will slowly walk.
just slowly walk out. I need you to make both of you to make opposing strength checks, please.
Jeez. Okay. Can I cast Enhance Ability?
It happens so quickly that you don't have the time.
I will also steal my strength with my little flash of genius.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah,
You're gonna cast all your spells before we get into combat.
it'll be worth it if this pays off, and that'll make it an 18.
What did you get?
I got an 18.
Really?
Ooh.
17 perception. Well, sorry, what was it? Strength.
Strength.
Oh, I rolled a 17. I got a 19.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Okay. With that,
This actually works for later. But
Instinctively, Rook, you put your hand on Dravago as he tries to push you aside. You just put yours aside because you were off balance. Dravago,
I just watched you flip him off on the TV.
you completely stack it, and you fall backwards from the strength of Rook onto your back, and very temporarily you are submerged. Your face is just covered, and you make your way back up again. Wow. You are now covered with marsh muck.
Wow, he's gonna rust now.
Guess I'll just kind of look a little bit annoyed for like a brief second, and then just shrug it off and sort of smile and trudge through it slower than everyone else.
Thanks for the ring, Dravago.
I assume we see this.
Yes.
I'm going to, in Dravago's head, say, with all that muck on, Rook looks like he could use a hug.
That sort of forced smile turns into an actual smile as I'm still head down, but like just keeping the eyes up, looking for where Rook is. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to trudge as if I'm not looking at Rook.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a beeline to him and give him a big hug.
I say to Dravago, some friendly composition is always welcome.
Whilst being embraced.
You win the round, not the war.
I'm going to stand there and go,
I thought you wanted Warforged.
what took you so long? What took you so long?
Thulrom takes up the rear with you, Gunner. He says, this sucks. Let's go.
Has he still got his eyebrows on after all the... Oh, he hasn't fallen in.
He hasn't fallen in. He still has eyebrows, yes.
Yes.
Drawn into his face. And you all walk trudgingly, some beside others, as you head towards the large wooden walls with a gate that is open and seems inviting enough. As you
noise
coming from the town, yeah, it's not a lot of noise. This town looks about the size of where is it? Mistmarsh. Sorry, I just had to remember the name. It looks about the size of Mistmarsh, whereby it's probably the wall starts to curve around at about a 70 to 80 meters wide, and then it starts to sort of curve. And it looks like it's roughly an oval-shaped town. You all know that Yrlag sits on a river, which the river in question could be on the other side of the town, turning north. It looks like you're all coming from the south of the town, moving northward. And as you do see from your vantage point, there are people inside the town that are making their way back and forth between buildings, some going in the gate, some going out. A lot of them human, and the rest of them half-orc. Or, in fact, most of them looking orc entirely in appearance. And there's a particular small group of people as you all start to head inside, as you approach the gate. There's a small group of orcs that come out, and they seem to be the most familiar to you, Rook, as you've seen them with Purback before. A small group known as the Gatekeepers. The same group that were known to be the guardians between Kaiva to keep the demons in Kaiva. A small group of them, 5 of them, move away as they see you approaching. And as you take stock of where you are, and you're getting much, much closer to your quarry, going almost a third of a continent away from, distance-wise, to where you were only a moment before, thinking about your next steps and what you'll discover here in Yrlag. looking into it, you're feeling ready. You feel prepared. You feel like you are all only have each other, but confident in your next step forward. You feel this surge as you all level to your next level. Level 12.
20.
Everybody. Yes. You are all now level 12, and that is where we're going to leave it for the evening.
Oh, yes!
It's been so long.
You are. It has been a little while. Has been a little while since you leveled up.
11 because you just.
You fucking asshole.
Nah, bro, it was all that experience of getting shoved in his
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for this ability score improvement.
All right.
Level 12 is.
Good for some, not
yes.
great for others, but
No, I needed this.
but all hit point improvements
I'm gonna
too.
do my
Don't
roll.
forget. Do you want to do the roll in or out of camera view?
Now.
Now,
I do mine.
do it if you want.
I'll look at my feet first.
Your feet. No, we're just doing the health.
No improvement on feet.
There's your feet.
So, yes, thank you so much, MVCDM and Calamity. It is an exciting thing. Leveling up is always good. But that,
Oh,
what'd you get? 1.
2.
Oh dear. Out of what? Potential 6. Yeah, okay. Amara, what'd you get? Plus your con modifier, remember.
Rolling.
No, we
What
roll.
was my con?
What are you rolling?
We roll.
6?
They see me
not bad.
rolling,
Yeah.
rolling.
Pretty good, pretty good.
Better than most.
Yeah.
I went up 4
I'm
points.
still under 100 HP. It's
Hey,
okay though.
a lot of the time you will,
fine.
it will be there. It'll be
It's okay because I get to get
you're rolling, eh?
more wise and
Roll 6.
more dexterous.
Hey.
Let's go.
I'm always
And I
beating
get
by
a-
one.
Yeah, you dick. I get a +4 though, so that's nice. It's 11.
11 points increase of hit points. Far out.
8.
I went up 11. I went up by 4 points.
Yeah, crazy.
My hit point total
That
is
was my
87.
sweet inspiration.
It's pretty good.
Oh,
for
you're
a
one
monk.
higher than me now.
It's pretty good for a monk.
One higher.
It's okay.
Jeez.
It's okay.
Well,
What's your constitution?
I got a +4.
yeah,
Damn,
it's
fuck no.
pretty big.
Yeah, I got some very lucky rolls when the character was rolled.
That's right, NBCDM. Correct. Absolutely correct. I don't need the constitution like these guys. I just need a little help from my friends and some speed.
And apparently a
Fast
bit
and
of
Furious.
that dude that sings that
Like
song.
speed.
I have a little help
Yes,
with my
that's why I
friend.
said it. Thank you.
Ah, okay. Sorry. Late to the
Just
game.
the one friend.
I feel like there's a
NBC.
Elvis Presley song
Yeah.
there.
Huh?
A little less constitution, a little more.
a little more bonus action, please.
A little less constitution, a little more wisdom.
Calamity, I thought we were friends. I was obviously
Oh wow!
mistaken.
Jeez. Ouch.
Before we sign off, can I just give one more quick
Yes,
shout out
please.
to the artist who did the commission for Dravago?
Absolutely.
I did realise halfway through that that art is on the name underneath where I'm sitting. Next week will be on the revolving overlay,
Perfect.
and you can check it out on our Twitter at Fates Grip. And the artist was Connie. You can find her on the Etsy store at Cons Art Commissions, all one word, or on ArtStation if you want to check out more of her portfolio, and that's Connie, CONNY_arts, ARTZ, at artstation.com, and those links are in the tweet that was sent earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, fantastic. Check out our Twitter.
Also, if you want free stuff, go to our Twitter page and retweet the tweet. Follow Meeples and Dragons. What?
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 Sorry, I interrupted there.
Is it good?
I just wanted to clap
Is this thing
Jordan.
on?
He's never shouted out before until today, and he does it
No,
so
that
professionally.
was a very good job. Very
Yeah.
excellent work.
How's the voice grown up?
And the clap for Michele for a great app.
It was something.
One person.
Yeah.
Yeah, one person. Much appreciated.
So, yeah, just check the Twitter.
Cool.
Do that.
All right. Thank you, Calamity. Much appreciated.
Check Twitter.
Blame me. Fine. Thanks.
Thanks, Michele.
We're
Everybody.
We are out. Have a thank you. Have a good night, and hopefully we'll see you next week, everybody. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah.